Around here, this is more than a game. It's family, it's culture, it's legacy. A community that understands the work, respects the grind, and honors the journey. From the hardwood to the highlight moments, to every player chasing greatness. This is where passion grows, where fans become family, where standards are protected, where women's basketball lives. Welcome to Everybody Loves Juju 12.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen and theys. Welcome back to Everybody Loves Juju 12 Talks Hoops. I'm your host, Juju. Yes, I'm up here. Today is Tuesday, middle of the week, morning, pretty early. But I wanted to do a little recap before I possibly do another show later on. If you watched the game last night, you see the title. If you watched the game last night, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Atlanta Dream didn't look like a team trying to prove they belong among the league's elite. They looked like they were just there. One step behind, one possession late, one rotation slow, one level below the intensity that the Las Vegas Aces brought from the opening tip. The Aces didn't just beat Atlanta, they imposed their will. Every loose ball, every defensive rotation, every transition opportunity. Las Vegas played with confidence. Atlanta played with hesitation. Now, let me be clear. This is my opinion based on what I watched. It's almost looked like Allisha Gray and Ryan Howard were so comfortable competing against Angel Wilson that they forgot they were supposed to be trying to beat her. Instead of attacking the matchup with swagger, the Dream looked almost too respectful, too comfortable, too willing to admire greatness instead of challenging it. Great competitors don't walk onto the floor hoping legends like them. Hoping with legends like them. Sorry. They walk onto the floor trying to make legends uncomfortable. Jackie Young absolutely controlled the game. She attacked Allisha Gray over and over. Gray couldn't keep her in front of her. The defensive pressure or lack of it started affecting her offensive rhythm as well, I believe. When you're constantly chasing an elite scorer, your legs disappear. Your confidence starts fading. Your decision-making changes. Meanwhile, Jackie got stronger as the game went on. The Dream never answered. Now let's talk about one player who showed up with the energy I expected. Angel Barbie Reese. Was she perfect? No. But she competed. She fought for rebounds. She attacked. She brought emotion. She looked like someone who understood the moment. Everyone else, they looked like they were waiting for something to happen instead of making something happen. That's the difference between contenders and champions. The Aces dictated everything. Atlanta reacted. And because of that loss, Atlanta falls from 4 to 6 in the standings. That's a significant drop at this stage of the season, where every game can affect playoff position. And let's be honest, this wasn't just another home game, guys. This was Barbie night. The arena was packed. The atmosphere was electric. The fans and celebrities showed up. The branding was perfect. Everything was set for a statement win. Instead, Barbie night became Aces night. They even went to a larger arena, the State Farm Arena. Barbie night became Aces night. Those are just my thoughts. Now I want to hear yours. Did Atlanta simply have an off night? Or did they walk into this game giving the Aces, especially Wilson, too much respect before the ball was even tipped? Let's talk about it. What's up, Grizz Nation? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think she did, but what you mean is like play more, right? More significant minutes. That was a game. Not to Bree shouldn't play. We definitely want the big body on the court. We definitely need Angel. I prefer Okada as well. I've seen her out there hustling a few times trying to do. I can't remember. Was that, or I might have got that game mixed up. She should have played more, seen what she was going to bring, how what she was going to bring to the table. Nas, mix it up. Mix it up. I just don't think they were mentally ready to compete. Yeah, but they played more. Okay. How you been, Grizz? I've been coming up lately trying to build my brand. Thanks, and I appreciate you, all of you. I'm very grateful. My goal was to um my goal was is 1,000 subscribers, right? But I broke it down and I said, okay, now let me get to 800. And over the past month, I'm really proud that we did that. We got to 800, and so now my next goal will be, let's say, should I go to 9 or should I just jump to 1,000? I'm just gonna go back to 1,000 because I really like that number 8, and I feel like playoffs and everything, or as the summer starts to go, I'm gonna put it back to 1,000 that we're trying to get to. So we're gonna go back to 1,000. I've been doing good. How you been? I've been okay. I had tonsillitis 2 weeks ago, man, and oh my gosh, I was suffering for about 3 days before I realized I got to go to emergency. And yeah, went on a dose of antibiotics, and the antibiotics broke me out on my chin. So I'm still trying to get my strength back. You think I should do 900, then 950? Okay, great idea. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Chris. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me change the banner. Let me do it the way you said it. You're right. You're right. You're right. I like that better. Let's do because if I do 9, that's a big jump from 800. So you're right. Thank you. That's a great suggestion. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So you know, I don't know. I think the kids that are coming from this next generation, as you can see, players like Paige, AD, Flaw, all of them, even before that, the Kikis and the Sonys, they weren't afraid of nothing. Now, this year, Cody McMahon, they ain't afraid of nothing. And Olivia Miles is showing her tail. Olivia Miles is so entertaining. I mean, she's so entertaining. And nobody saw it coming. I never had anything against Olivia. I wouldn't say that she was necessarily. I've seen moments like the way she's playing. I've seen it in the system, but in college, you kind of get locked in to playing within a system. And there was also the injury that she had, the time that she took off, and I knew that she was going to go back to being the kid that I remember her freshman year, where I thought I'd seen something I hadn't seen in a very long time, in a point guard. And I was like, this Olivia Miles kid from Notre Dame is something else. She is so entertaining. She is so amazing. Like she's exactly what the league needs. And lo and behold, she injures herself. Then she takes her time coming back. And then as people come back, sometimes some players don't really show you everything they got. I remember Paige was hesitant. They're a little hesitant. They just want to at least get through a season without being injured. And I feel like that's what Olivia was doing. And then what's as well, I think a lot of the players around her couldn't handle, especially TCU, they couldn't handle the passes. They couldn't handle her style of play. What's up, Jonathan? Yeah, so Olivia is out here showing out. The game before against the Fever, I mean, you notice they didn't want to hype, but I love the way she kept on referencing Kelsey Mitchell. They kept on wanting her to make comments about Caitlin Clark, but she wasn't following the script. She wasn't going to be bound to you wanting to hear her hype her up, because there wasn't anything for her to hype up that game for her to do. The one that she said she had the most difficult guarding, or even was just amazed at her skill level, was Kelsey Mitchell. And she was honest. Olivia Miles and Sydney Taylor are my rookie of the year. candidates. Absolutely. I love that you said that. Thank you. Milky Way, Milky Way. Hit that like button, will you guys? And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, or you'd like to participate in the conversation, feel free to jump into the chat, introduce yourself, say hello. We'll say hello, and you'll be part of the fam. Olivia Miles, facts. Olivia Miles better than Faye Clark at this season, at this moment. Matter of fact, I think she's even breaking some of her records, because before we could even say that, they're probably going to say, bring that up, about her stats right now and her record. And I think she was under, not the records wise, but the season wise, she was kind of like, it was Olivia, and then it was like slowly kind of like, and now I think it's like Olivia's above her. And I feel that way because of the impact of winning, that how the games, I think the fever with Clark having good games, she does it against bottom tier teams. So what do you guys think about the move with Kelsey Plum going to Phoenix, and will the big three of AT, Plum, and Copper, with the honorable mention of DeWanna Bonner, can this team make a run? Can this team make a run? Olivia Miles, Sydney Taylor, AZ Fudd are my rookie candidates. I'll say that. What about Flau'jae, Jonathan? By virtue of where their teams fall, if you're going to include Sydney, I think Seattle's above Chicago. But yeah, those big time shots that she makes are impacting winning. So Sydney can be included in the conversation, whether her team is winning or not. She's making huge impact. You want this guy to trade Camilla? Where do you want her to go? Because Camilla's not. She's not doing it for me. She's not fighting through. Yes, they're fouling her, but she's got to play through it, and she needs to get in better shape. Can you believe some YouTuber said Angel didn't show up yet? What? Oh yeah, you can't listen to everyone. You can't. Was she perfect? No. But was she showing up? Yes. Still the double-double. And yes, the double is important because, one, not just because it's a double-double, but the points that she's scoring, because really, to me, she's just her main role is rebounding. But by her adding a 20 ball, which I always feel like she can get, especially if she gets the calls and can get to the free throw line, she's definitely a 20-point scorer. And then the rebounding, she did her role. What happened to Nas? What happened to Allisha? What happened to Ryan? What's going on with Bree? What's going on with Jordan Canada? Talk about the vets. Why is everything falling on her? She's not the vet. She's not the number. See, this is the thing. She's the third option, but you want her to be, not you guys. They want her to be the number one option. Complain about them, not her. Remember, she's the third option. But they talk about her and treat her like she's the one, the number one. I think they can make it run. Ooh, Milky Way said it. We're talking about Phoenix. How many are they behind in making the playoffs? I think 2. I'll check. Flau'jae got benched in the 4th against the Dream due to the terrible play. Therefore, she shouldn't even be mentioned in the Rookie of the Year conversation. But you don't remember the game before that. When they beat the Dream, she played her ass off. So I think one game can, should define her. Grizz, bring her to ATL. I don't want Camilla nowhere around none of my team. Definitely don't bring her to the Mystic. Definitely don't bring her to the Sparks. I'm a Dream fan because of Angel stuff. That's what y'all want to do. I'm not with it. Trade her to Connecticut for Olivia Nelson-O'Donnell. I think Olivia better. You know what? Olivia might be better. I think Olivia would have a better time in that system, maybe for Chicago. But the thing is, if she does, they really don't have a big body, and I don't know how much Elizabeth's gonna be affecting anything. Reddit, yeah, Camilla for Okai. Oh, for Okai, damn, Grizz. Facts, Juju. How Angel didn't show up when she was the only one putting in relentless effort in the 4th quarter trying to get her team back in the game. Because if he's saying a content creator said that, it's got to be a one that's hating. It's got to be a hater content creator, because I think I saw similar talk too online, and I had to check and see who they represent, and it was, the Caitlin Clark clan, and I was like, your girl over here shooting parts, and you got to come over here and try to have something to say. I got to be right back. I'm talking something to say about Angel. Well, they need to pay attention to what Caitlin Tabby Turnover is doing. They're worried about what Angel's doing more than they're holding their own player accountable. Lord have mercy. But okay. I say that all. What did you say? I ain't say all that, Grizz. We will give you guys Nas and Kone for Miller. Chicago making a playoff run. We right behind Phoenix. Hey, I'm with it, Grizz. I'm a Sydney Taylor fan. I actually got to say that Natasha Cloud is good for Sydney Taylor. She actually is out there trying to do something. In addition of Dejanay coming back, y'all see Dejanay came back in step, buddy. Came back with double figures, buddy. She came in here like, I'm in this to win this. Let's go. I love the energy and the tenacity that she came in playing with. Love it. Chicago, don't mess around. I may not always like everything that's going on behind the scenes over there in their organization, their coaching staff, but I like Coach Trammell. I think she must be helping old boy out, because Chicago was a fun team to watch. Reddit, I'll take that trade. Miller can smile and grin after every mistake he makes. I can't stand watching her play, bro. Wait, you know what? Who the YouTuber was to say that? Do you know who the YouTuber was? Facts, Juju. Sydney got injured last night in the groin. Hopefully, I hate that groin injury. I was kept on trying to watch it because I got home late, so I was like, I went while it was still going on. I went from the beginning and I was watching because I had heard that she got hurt, and so I kept on noticing. I was like, well, what part of the game, what quarter was it? Because she was in there for a minute. I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the things I hated about Miller. Yeah, me too. I was like, some of these players, like I said, the generation is coming. They're so clean cut. They're so fundamentally sound. They're fearless. They're gonna make a difference, and like we're getting sprinkles of them, but I think we're gonna get more than just 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. I think we're gonna get like 8 of them that's gonna come in. The whole first rounders are gonna be coming in 27, 28, and let alone 29 and 30. And we're gonna get some of this heavy dead weight out of the league. It's unless the dead weight wants to work out, get better, get smarter, try harder, then. Hey, Seafood Green, nice to meet you. Say hello to the chat. I've never met you before. We love Angel Reese over here too. If you wouldn't mind, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button so that you can remember who we are and come back, because we come back often, and sometimes I come in while the game is going on, especially if it's a really good game. Kayla, how are you? Hey, Stephen Love said hello, everybody. Good morning, Kayla. What say you? Give me your take. Hey, Stephen Love. Again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, do it now. Especially if you hadn't hit that subscribe, do it now. I was just talking about the Dream performance and how disappointed I was. And it's my opinion. This wasn't some random Tuesday night game in front of a half-empty arena. This was a sold-out State Farm Arena. The building was rocking. Celebrities, community. It was nationally anticipated rematch. The fans came out. The moment was there. Barbie Night. The atmosphere felt like playoff-like. Yet the Dream, they looked like they couldn't even rise to it. So in my opinion, they looked overwhelmed by the stage instead of energized by it. And I'm not including an Angel. Championship caliber teams embrace the bright lights. They don't shrink from them. Last night, Atlanta didn't ready for the moment, and Las Vegas took full advantage. And that's why I asked a bigger question. Was Atlanta mentally ready to compete, or were they too focused on sharing the floor with one of the league's biggest stars? Because from where I was sitting, the Aces came to impose their will. The Dream looked like they came hoping to keep it close. Hey, Teresa. How are you, friend? Just stopping by to say hello to my friend and letting her know I respect her opinion in the game. I'm just going with this. Oh, thanks, Teresa. Hit that like button. You always keep your word. It's all good. I think I have a good feeling who that SC fan is. Oh, really? Oh, SC fan? Have you noticed that Allisha and Ryan never show? Yeah, I have definitely noticed Milky Way. Definitely, I've noticed they never show up together. And that's why a month ago I was like, maybe we need to split them up. And everybody was like, well, maybe, yeah. And I'm like, no, we need to split them up. And they didn't like who I suggested. I think a lot of to do with the Aces losing that second shot, lost to Chicago. Becky probably lit into she did. Thank you, Teresa. The problem is the one who treats this second half of the season as a race for the playoff is Angel. Angel gets it. Angel, she gets it. Like, she knows what it takes to be a champion at the end of any season that she's been in since high school. And she understands. She's just ready for the moment. And these guys, they over there at the end of the game, kikiing with Asia. You could do that off the court somewhere. Go do that in the tunnel. And the shoes that they collaborated on, Ryan Geegan. I'm like, you guys still look up. It's fine that you look up to Asia, but you are the opposite team. I'll be like, dog, I'll talk to you later. My teammate, my best friend, she got in my race one time back in the day, Teresa. As you know, your high school star was Brenda Brewer, but Sam Mattel was me and Ballard before, and we were going to switch it up for points. Plus, she needed to run the sprints to make her stronger in the quarter. So I dominated the sprints. She had the quarter, and so the basketball men's coach, I guess, was trying to stir some controversy up between us to make it more competitive and make me run faster than I already was, and said that she could beat me. And I was like, wait, she what? This is like my best friend. Just called me an hour ago. I got to call her back. Like my sister. I don't give a damn. If we're competing, we're competing. And I don't understand with them. Like, they're never going to get anywhere like that. And see, every time Asia be whispering and kikiing, she always ends up plucking the players to her team. So I'm like, Allisha Gray, Ryan Howard, if you want to leave, leave. Because there's enough players that are coming in this league that can come right on over to the Dream and play with Angel. That will be just fine. I don't even think Mickey Way. I don't even think the person believes that at all. I just think they say stuff different and controversial. This is my last straw, but I'm going to stop mentioning that stuff. Okay. Thank you, Juju. I can't stand all that happy-ish after. I can't stand that shit after the game. Time, where you been, Auntie? My favorite auntie and basketball reporter. I don't need ESPN or McNutt or any of these women in this network, but my auntie. Oh, love it. Theta Pow Pow. Tahina Pow Pow. Looked beautiful last night. Yeah, she did. She did. I love her. I love her. I love her style. I met her at the Players Era. Got a photo with her. And first thing I told her was when we stood next to each other is, wow, you are taller than you look on TV. And she actually said that everybody tells her that. The Atlanta Dream is too soft. This team needed intensity and fire in them since last year. Angel brings it. Exactly, Steven. Exactly. They have the talent. Dream need Lexi Brown off the bench, a player who can give them buckets. Somebody that can give them buckets. Teresa laughing. Chicago can have Lexi Grizz. Where is Lexi Brown? She's not even in the league anymore. She was with Seattle. Each player needs to figure out what they need to do on defense, and they need to do better switching. I think it was the rotation. They couldn't even keep up, Steven. It was like they were a step ahead of them. That's what I was saying in the beginning. Like they were a step behind, 50-50 balls. It's like they didn't have a rotation. I'm thinking like the Aces are playing the way they always play, but a lot quicker, a lot faster. And you guys were like step behind, chasing, no help when you got burned, no switch off, but the passing of the ball was moving. I mean, I was like, where was it? So you mean to tell me when Dream beat him last time that maybe the Aces weren't playing at top speed or something? Angel was bringing all the intensity, but benched her. Oh yeah, people had a question about that. They said, what I read somewhere that they were down, they were ahead one or down one, ahead one, and she goes to the bench. By the time he brings her back, they're losing by 15. Is that correct? Read it. I'll take Lexi Brown. Dream can have Rachel Banner. Oh, this is for Chicago. What? Lexi Brown in place for the Dream? I'm confused. Asia showed them what level they were. Real money for show. And then they keying with her in the middle of the court. I mean, that shit. I would not be like over there talking to you. Like, I'll catch up to you later, sis. Like you just embarrassed us. You didn't even, you over there, Kiki, and Angel was making fun of her, talking about like all they did was touch you like this and you flopping. I was reading their lips and stuff, and if that's not what she was saying, I'll say it. Allisha, you fall and flop way too goddamn much. Whether they call it or not, it doesn't matter. Get up and stop flailing all around like you a rookie, bro. Like it's embarrassing. You look like every time you fall on the ground and you go flying, whether they fouled you or not, it looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like you can't handle it. What's up, B Bickham? Hey everyone, I think some of Angel teammates are a little. I know, low key, but they act like they love her. They act like they're grateful to have her. I don't know. Nope, I'm a Rachel biggest hater. Dream fans want Skylar or Miller. Skylar wouldn't let that shit go on over there. I don't want Miller over there. I don't want Miller on none of my teams. None of them. Please stop with the jealousy. I've had enough of that from the Indiana fans. Got you. Lester White said, stop with the jealousy. Why do you say that, Lester? Allisha Gray equals Tiffany Hayes. With the flopping? Yeah. The star factor was in full effect on all the team. Only one showed up was Angel. Thank you, Teresa. Good take. I hope that's not true, because if it is, they're not winning no championship. I don't think it's true. I don't really think it's true. Dreadhead, where you been? Too many times when Angel needs Ryan list for rivalry game, they never show up. Never show up. I feel like they think Angel is their friend. Yeah, and for Lish, they go way back. They're roommates and all that. But I'm like, Lish, this is money. This is her career. This is her legacy. She playing you, bro. When you get on the court with her, you better go at her. If you care anything about winning. If you don't, stop playing basketball. time to get their mind set on a championship. It's time to play like these championship games. It's time to hustle, play, and they did none of it. They were like a step behind on the defensive rotation, step behind with like going too fast. The Canada's at one speed. Angel sitting up here, she's trying to get the putbacks. I get it. She missed them, get it back. I get that. That's what's going to go on when you're down low with it. She's battling Allisha and Asia. And where's everybody else? But I know every time, like, towards the end, every shot that, like, they get the shot, you're only gonna be open for a second. And sometimes you gotta know how to score even when you're not open. You got a defender in front of you. Learn how to pull up and shoot over somebody. They would be wide open. She swings it to them. They're off balance, rushing it. I'm like, Gray, you couldn't hit the side of a barn, bro. Ryan actually played good. I'm been harping more on Gray. But like we said earlier in the chat, they both can't play good at the same time. Lish didn't step up, but I think she had like 7 points. She was still messed up from hitting her head on the wood and concrete. And she shouldn't have been out there, man. I think the Dream need one more consistent score. It's a flaw that will keep them from the next step. That's a good point. I think that's why the chat kept on mentioning Lexi Brown, but I don't know why you're mentioning Lexi when she's not even. Where is she? It's got to be somebody else that can score. Jonathan Ryan played. She did. She played decent. Miss D, what's going on with you? Good morning, or almost afternoon here in Cali. Did you watch the game last night, Miss D? Dream and Aces. What? Allisha was like 0 for 4 before she hit her head. Somebody correct him, because I didn't want to say anything, whether it was true or not, but whatever. They put somebody tall on Canada and let Angel score all they wanted. Oh, okay. They knew that wasn't enough points to compete with everyone from the Aces. It's like that needed to be a team win. It couldn't just be one person. It can't just be Angel and Ryan. Now, Angel's job is really to rebound, get some putbacks, contribute as she can offensively, but to look for her to be like always the one offensively, you got to stop doing that. He was at work. Okay. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Miss D. Why do people blame it on alleged concussion? I don't know. Because if she had a concussion, she wouldn't be in the middle of the court after the game. Kid. Every starter for the Aces was in double figures. Only Ryan Angel for the Dream. And it's the first time in a month that Ryan has hit double digits. She kind of was getting out of her slump. Milky Way said, hey, Miss D, it just, I'm glad I didn't stop doing what I had to do, because I couldn't be here. I was on the road trying to get home. I'm glad that I didn't change my plans or anything to watch this nationally televised game at the State Farm Arena, Barbie Day, because I would be more sick to my stomach as to what I saw. Like, they couldn't even adjust to the bright lights. What do you think you're gonna do if you trying to contend for a championship? When they're locked in and they're playing some good ball, they can really, really challenge some teams. But when you come out like flat like that, with no energy, no fight, you're not challenging nothing. Something about women back. But hey now, hey Jew in chat section, have a great time enjoying the game. And for me, it was about radio silence and just enjoy the game without a bunch of noise. Salute, Jew in chat. How you doing? Something about women's basketball. How are you? Atlanta should have traded Jordan for Eric. Oh no! Oh no! I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that at all. I'm going to say that at all. I think, age is catching up to Wheeler. She's got some good balls still there, but it's like hit or miss. Reese, Mimi system, when leading the team in scoring, majority of results blowouts. when better players are not producing, that's a team issue. Player, I don't think you need to. I agree, but I don't think that's her fault. I think Angel rises to the occasion, and that's what Lish and Ryan need to do. And Jordan, they've all scored in double figures before. It's not the first time. You need to. You're not gonna not get the ball to her or tell her to, step down her energy so that they can come up. No, she needs to keep coming up like she's coming up, and they need to come up with her. I saw Angel and Ryan shoot 1 or 2 mid-range shots each. Why don't head coach Carl mid? I don't know. Because that's shooting the 3 out of nowhere, trying to catch people off guard that they do, and it's a long rebound, drives me crazy. And they all know how to shoot mid-range. And Ryan Howard, you're big enough to do it. I know Miss D got something to say about Allisha. I know she does. They said because she hit her head. I said, well, it shouldn't have been in the game then. Reese has no chemistry with Howard, Gray, or Canada. Reese lacks the fundamentals. Interesting. I don't agree with that. I think they lack the fundamentals. I think they have poor shot selection. How about that? They have poor shot selection. They don't pass the ball. They don't get assists. They suck. Juju, this is none other than RC. Okay, got you. That was a great name. I only see 3 championship caliber teams shoot. Mini. New York. Why does everybody keep saying New York? Are they supposed to miraculously turn it around or something? Because it ain't there. Dude, no, Jordan playing better than Erica. Facts, Miss D. What me sisters are talking about with Reese. She gets 15 points without running any sets for her. Talk about it, Tread. Nothing is even ran for her. She's getting that. We want her to stop hustling. Plum went hard last night and put her in the jersey. I told you. Somebody was like, so I was like, do you think? I asked the question knowing Kelsey Plum. I didn't want to say nothing over my chat, but my chat was like, oh no. I said, do you think she'll play Friday? Oh no, I think she'll play a little limited minutes. I'm like, you really don't know Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum not only played before Friday, she came in and busted ass. Kelsey was ready to play the whole time. She just wanted to be traded. Anthony, ? Nah, I like Jordan. Erica's prime is fading away due to her. She's heading into mid-30. Thank you, Jonathan. That's all I was trying to say. And I love Erica, but we have to stop saying stuff just to say it. Angel wasn't the problem. She wasn't the problem. When you can grab 16 rebounds, you've earned your shot. Talk to me. I talk back, Lester. Whose team is it in LA right now? Right now, NECA. NECA, don't forget NECA Ogumake is there. Please don't forget. Jonathan, Angels, some of the teammates try to do good, but their natural nature, yeah. Soft, natural nature. Soft, uncompetitive. They're immature to me. Anthony C. Shut up. Because they suck at passes in the post. They do. New York, because of their team height and 3-point shooting from all 5 on the court. Sabrina is healthy and they're looking better. Okay, that's fine. What place are okay? Where are they at in the standings, Lester? My team. They're showing promise. You guys know I'm gonna say it. No fear. Got the size on the inside. There may be question marks about the guard play. They got the toughness and the enforcer with Cody McMahon. My team that can be a surprise, getting out the first round if they truly want to, with Big Shakira, Kiki, Bet Sony, is the Washington Mystics. They have a complete team, and they lock in. They lock in better than the Dream lock in. The Dream fake lock in. They give the impression and the expression on their face that they are locked in, and they're not. Everybody, this is excluding Angel. You do realize Reese has the worst net rating on the team, and you wonder why Atlanta's offense is so inconsistent. Reese doesn't know her role. Okay, so let's check and see if what you said is true. Because to blame her for the loss is crazy to me. Because it's about usage rate. It's about usage, not about what you just said. If she doesn't have the ball in her hands, like, why is she being blamed? Based on what you just said, Anthony, and if you could show me differently, what you just specifically claimed, it does not appear to be true. And what you claimed was Reese has the worst net rating on the team, and I cannot verify that. A recent analysis of Angel Reese's season with Atlanta says she has been one of the team's leader in net rating while helping fuel Atlanta's success. So what you just told me is you're a hater. Another analysis of the league's best 5-player lineups identified Atlanta's lineup featuring Jordan, Allisha, Nas, Ryan, and Howard, and Angel as one of the WNBA's best performing lineups of net rating. That's why we're talking so much shit about them, because they are one of the WNBA's best at what you said. They are the best performing lineup, one of the best performing lineups. That's why I'm so pissed right now. Because me knowing what their potential was and going out there and playing the way they did. And as for the second thing you said, Reese, what did you say? Reese doesn't know her role. That's just opinion. That's just your opinion. That's not a statistic. From what everybody's telling me in this chat, Reese controls the glass. She defends multiple positions. She runs in transition. She finishes around the rim. She creates possessions with her offensive rebounds. And she brings energy and physicality. So, can somebody argue that she tries too hard offensively? Yeah, I think so. But to say that she doesn't know her role, there's nothing that you've said. There's nothing that you can say that could ever support that by objective evidence alone. If Angel had the worst net rating on Atlanta, I'd be the first to discuss it. I'll tell you that. But the available data doesn't even support what you just said. Reese is part of Atlanta's most successful lineup. So if we're going to criticize, let's criticize them based on what actually happened on the court. And what actually happened on the court yesterday was disappointing because I know that they have one of the best performing line. That's why they were in fourth. You know, when Jordan, Ryan, Leash, Nas, and Angel are really cooking, and then you throw in a little bit of Bree, you know, for spacing and setting screen, they have one of the best high, you know, in terms of net ratings out there. Ms. D said New York was one of the teams to win before the season started, but I don't think I like their bench. Facts. It seems Lish and Ryan barely have good games at this. Yeah, we said that's funny. You weren't even here. You weren't here earlier, Ms. D. Somebody said that from the jump. And I've said it for the longest. They don't ever play together good at the same time. Ooh. Yeah, it's got to be hatred for Reese. It has to be because you just said something that wasn't true and you're talking to real basketball heads in here. That Sneed is a remedial troll that don't be knowing what he talking about. Okay. Atlanta Dream have three dominant players, Reese, Bree, Jones, and Dina. Front court. I guess you're talking about perimeter players who spread the floor and drive to the basket. Yeah, that's why they're one of the best net rankings. And if you think about it, they think about it, they do. There's not that many players out there across the board of their starting five that you can say that about. Now I would probably include Minnesota in it because you got Olivia, Courtney, Kayla, and now when you're gonna add, you just now gonna be adding Fee, but before that it was only three of them. Always reward your bigs when they grab 10 boards. Play absolutely. And my thing as a guard, always reward them when they run the floor. We shouldn't be shooting 19 times. Well, if they're not shooting, somebody does. And by the way, it's not shooting that if you're counting her field goal attempts, that's not shooting. She's not shooting a midi or a three, or she's not shooting. Those are putback. Those are rebound putbacks. You know what I'm saying? No, nobody's talking about Bree Jones. I thought she was the answer. She will be. I mean, she yesterday she was isolated, I think, on to guard Asia. And Asia is a player that can pull you out. You know, she's a 4 or 5 that will pull you out, which she can't keep step with. Which brings Angel down to try to help. And then Angel's trying to, then we got to deal with Melissa being loose. And then we got to deal with Jackie. Jackie, once Bree contained and Angel contained, go back and watch what the hell Jackie cuts and leaves Gray chasing after her. Jackie tore Allisha Gray's ass up yesterday. She needs to go watch the film and figure out what the hell she's doing. She act like she never even played Jackie Young before, or the Aces. Anthony, the only WNBA player I know do not have chemistry with their teammate, Cece and Shapriza. I kind of agree with that. I that's a hot take, and that's I don't know if that's an objective one, but she's not clicking with them. Something is a little off. The Aces are just trying to get through the season and then win it again. I think if healthy and laser focused, the Lynx and the Fever are the biggest threats. Okay, laser focused. I love that. As your lead guard, Canada has close to 20 turnovers. How are you supposed to win like that? I've actually thought that Canada is an elite ball handler. I never ever, last night, what did she have in turnovers? Because last night she just was not looking like herself. This looked overwhelming to her. And I felt like, I know you're not scared of these girls. Because she usually takes care of the ball. She'll go a whole game with no turnovers and 10 assists. So that's funny that you said that. Last night she had 4 turnovers. Let's see if I can find out what she averages, because I don't think she averages high turnovers. Anybody want to take a guess? Yeah, it's like I thought she only averages 2.2, so I'm not sure how you just, and she had 4 last night. 7 she averages 2.2 turnovers. She averages 7.7 assists, which is right behind Cece per game. So her assist to turnover ratio is 3.4 to 1, which is one of the better marks for a point guard. She's not a high turnover point guard. Basically averaging 8 assists per game and only turning it over 2.2. So I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. See where she ranks amongst the PGs in the league. Alyssa Thomas, she's not really a 2-point guard, but Alyssa's 8.3 today. Canada 7.9. Jordan Canada is 7.7. Chelsea Gray is 7.3. Jackie Young is 6.8. This is just guards in general. Then Paige, then Carla Lette, and then Olivia Miles. You better get off my girl, Jordan Canada. Angel has a good net rating, but Lish and Ryan can't get the ball. And Ryan shoot too many threes. We say that. See, Misty, we're not going to stop repeating what Misty said. This is what we say. Ryan had a good game yesterday. Fairly good game. But they were not laser focused. The problem with Atlanta is their coach. Carl don't use his post players as much properly. Their perimeter players jack up 3-pointers too much. And I don't understand what's wrong with it. What's wrong with the mid range? Why do you pull up these threes at the most oddest time? It's a boneheaded sentiment to say that the best rebounder in the league doesn't know her role. I mean, we're still reeling over that comment. We still don't know what she don't know her role, but she's doing her role. I don't know. Why are you not over there at the CC content creators? Go over there with that BS. Because the shit you bringing over here is untrue. I'm going to stop reading it. I didn't know he was a CC dude, because then I know it's just hate. CC shouldn't be shooting at all. She's the weakest link on her team. Absolutely. You can't blame her. She was the only one on track. Everyone else was 3 steps behind because the other team got in their head, starstruck. That's what it looked like, Teresa. You feel me, Teresa? That's what I said at the beginning. Couldn't you see that? They walked, the Aces walked in and took over the trap. That's your trap. It's like they like playing that little small Atlanta Dream cozy little environment. They got to a bigger stage and they couldn't really feel the crowd. To me, it just felt like they were little fish in a big pond. It's not like Angel wanted to take the most shots. She saw her team down and took an opportunity. That's right. She could help her team every time they get. Yeah, maybe and I think she hesitated because she wasn't feeling the support to take some of those threes or to take her shot. I don't think they were more supportive the game before when she went back to back. She didn't even think about it. She just automatically knew, oh, I'm wide open. Let me take this. So she was trying to play within that. It should have awoken them like, oh, we need to step up. Because if we're having to rely on her to take these shots, what are we doing? CC fans just be remedial on purpose. Oh, okay. I saw some off the bench players getting some minutes since Papa was out. I think they did pretty good. I think like Borlaise, Kone. Yeah. Good point, Stephen. Sonya and Kiki definitely deserve playoff introduction moment. Their games are made. Their games are made for the big stage. They don't even think about it. They're not even over there. They're not friends. They're not geeking the opposite team. They're out here like trying to hoop. If you shoot over 50%, you should shoot 19 times. Ooh. When Pow coming back? That's a great question. When Pow coming back? Aces were pissed off about the game. They lost to Chicago. They took it out. I kind of figured that was going to happen too. That was a barn burner. I love it. And I'm so glad Sydney Taylor hit that shot. I got to ask y'all, too. Folks say Caitlin ain't show up versus Minnesota. I think she did. Maybe she didn't bring it like Olivia, but Caitlin didn't lay an egg. I think what they mean, I'm going to pause here for a second, RC, and I'm going to tell you what I would say. From what I remember, she had 19 points. He had some assists. This is the thing. In fourth quarter, when your team really needs a Caitlin Clark, if you are in a conversation of MVP, there's no way in hell should you still be taken out of the game because you're a defensive liability. But in the same breath, you want me to call her an MVP candidate. MVP, what MVP candidate do you know gets taken out of a game because they're a defensive liability? Now, somebody can scroll through my shows and say, "Well, Drew, you named her as one of the top five." I would just probably go by statistic. But RC, when you're playing a number one team, and you know everybody's already comparing you to another player, a rookie at that, and you're in your third year, and it's a close game, and it's in the fourth quarter, and you're in MVP conversations, there's no way in hell you should be getting pulled out of the game in the fourth, in the most important moments, because you're a liability, and you want me to call you an MVP. Bullshit. I got y'all, JG. Last 3 games, she had 7, 6, 4. CC proves to be the most unselfish player by the average most assists. Only current players in the top 5 in scoring assists while generating most points of any player. Anthony, I made a point, and you need to answer it, because CC is no different than anybody else. I don't know what this only player comment you just made. Current player who's top 5 in scoring and assists. What does that actually even mean? Because if it was any means and way important, then she would be carrying her team to be number 1 in the standings like Olivia. She is not better. She is not playing better than Olivia Miles. And when you say top 5 and then but you always leave out that she's number 1 in turnovers. Beckham, that I didn't even know he was going to say, is a liability to your own team. She's a liability to your own team. Reese leads letter in turnovers with 20% ball usage. Ball and chill. What's going on? People were glazing Ryan defense against Big Four. If Ryan is a lockdown defender, then put her on JO. Exactly. You can at least try to slow her down. Exactly. Because Allisha was getting burnt. Oh, rip. What's the word, Bird? Hello. What's up, big dog? What's up? Courtney Williams, best mid-range shooter. They should take notes of her game. Big time. Facts, Stephen. But people say we don't watch the games or know ball when we call this coaching into question. Anybody want to come up on the panel? I'm running down. I got to step away for a second. I'm gonna put it right here in the chat, right here. But if you guys want to come up and give a 2-minute rant, go for it. Angel has been the only consistent dream, period. RC said, hey, Misty, Asia Wilson is the GOAT. CC is the barnyard Billy Goat. Give AG some slack. She wasn't same after she fell on her face. AG. I know, I was there. Hey, something about always saying hi to RC. Facts, Juju. Okay, let me read the rest of this. Luca, hey, to go to my dear friend, have a blessed day taking care of 91-year-old grandma. Oh, I know how it is, Mama. God bless you. And take care of yourself, Teresa. I would want Kelsey Mitchell to take every big shot on that team. Kelsey's the best shooter. Yeah. I believe Kelsey Mitchell has MVP. Yeah, she's in the conversation. She's having a MVP caliber year. I think she's having one of her best seasons ever. I gotta say, Kelsey Mitchell. Juju, my question: how the hell Kayla Clark always end up in the conversation when we talk about other players? They always try to, because I mean, she's not even a standard. She's not even a standard. You know, I might bring up Juju if I'm talking about college players or something like that, or I might bring up even some of these WNBA players because of the way I see something in her game. They bring up Clark, and she's like as if she's the standard that I got to compare to. That's a great question. Are the Atlanta Dream winners or pretenders? Remember that when you come up here. I agree, Jude. Clark's defense side, but okay. I'm gonna bring up our guest. Welcome to the stage. And Kay, introduce yourself because I don't know who this is. Welcome to the stage, y'all.
Hey, how you doing, Juju?
How you doing?
I have to go back and watch that, but it seemed like when I look at the box score, why Leash
Well,
and Ryan don't have they rarely have a good game together. I know Leash got injured, I heard, but even before then, they never have a good game together. And then I understand that's part of his system, but a lot of threes was not falling like that. You kind of got to take it to the basket. And I'm gonna call them. Everybody call Steph and Clay the Splash Brothers. I'm gonna call them the Unsplash Sisters because they've been off and on this year.
For sure. For sure.
But you know, no, but I want to say something else. I don't know. They was one of the teams I picked to the win a championship. But the problem is Angel has always her. She came to play, but everybody else don't. It's like up and down with them. So you don't know which Allisha Ryan you're gonna get. Sometimes what Jordan Canada don't what Jordan Canada you'll have. So if they just play consistent, they don't have to be perfect every game, but consistent effort. Yes, they could be a contender team, and I think they have one of the best benches. Even though Semester gonna play them, as far as names or whatever. They have a better bench than New York. They got a better bench than the Lynx. So those teams that they say is going to win a championship or got a chance. So they just have to be consistent. So I don't think they're pretenders, but if they continue to ice Angel out sometimes and just shoot all those threes, and that was one of the reasons why they lost last year. They shot themselves out of the playoffs against the Fever. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sure did. No, you're fine. I'm just agreeing with you.
Hey, Michelle.
Kay, let's see who this is. Kay, introduce yourself.
hey, hello. This is Infamous. I'm coming the way of a Temple fan here, so I'm on a different kind of on a different wavelength. But I did watch the game last night, yesterday with the Atlanta. Salute to you, ladies. And my impression is that there's levels. There's definitely levels to this. The Aces are just on a different level. I mean, we just got to be honest. The Aces are championship caliber team. They have the experience. The Dream will eventually get it together, but I have to be honest. Part of it is coaching, part of it is IQ, and part of it is I don't think it's going to be their year this year. I think it's going to take them a while to get it together to be a successful team. I just don't think they have enough bench-wise. They don't have enough around Angel Reese. And I have to be honest that they're probably second tier. I don't think they're on the first tier level yet, but they will eventually get there. And one thing I do love about Angel is that she's getting, look at her stats, look at the way she plays. She's getting better every single year. Every single year, she's getting better. And the problem, here's what the major problem is. People are judging her, like the casuals that don't follow or watch the games. They're judging her based on her first year. And they're not seeing the progression of how she's improved.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's a major issue.
And I like a couple of things you said.
Go ahead.
What's around her? Because again, she's back in the same boat again. When she was her first year, she was. I didn't even expect her to because she was drafted lower than Camilla. Camilla comes from this championship team. Camilla starts off the season injured, so she jumps in there. Then Elizabeth gets injured. So then her role is getting elevated, and she has no choice but to play the way she plays and be who she is, and as she should, because she was drafted too low in the first place. Next, she comes over here, Bree's injured. Medina's a baby, but has future potential. And then Nas is undersized. So there she is again, waddling around down there again. Second thing you said, coaching. Interesting. You said that. I can't put my finger on what I want to say about that. It was something else. Low. Did you say low? let's just talk about the IQ. It's not there for those vets, and I'm not talking about Angel. When I say it's their IQ is so bad to me. It's like
IQ is bad on that team. The IQ is bad on that team. Horrible.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I say it's going to take time. I think they still got to make some changes. Honestly, I think they're going to go on a good run this year, but I don't think it's a championship level team yet. I think they're going to still need to add some more pieces.
They came out and they were like showing this bravado, like Ryan has this look. Well, it's kind of a look like she's all that, you know. She tried to show some swagger, but if something happens on the floor that she doesn't like, she shrinks. She pouts.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean by not only just IQ. Her IQ is low by her shot selection. Tells me everything I need to know.
Right.
And then I think Jordan gets forced into trying to get them involved. Just because she passed it to Gray or passed it to Ryan, she's not doing that to say, I want you to shoot. She's doing that because sometimes when Angel, if you watch her, she's resetting, reloading, she's fighting, she's getting position. It's hard for Jordan to pass it, and you shouldn't anyway, from the top of the key down to her. She's trying to get it to the perimeter, the wing, to get that bounce back. Because I played the wing, I played the two, so I know she's giving it to me not to shoot, even though I'm a shooting guard. She's giving it because I see my post player, you know, sealing and get a position, and you know you got seconds of doing it, and they don't look at all. They take the three. I'm like, you dummy, that was for you to shoot.
Yeah. Because you can definitely see the difference in the aces. Like, look at the aces. Like, Chelsea Gray is amazing. I don't care what anybody says. Her IQ is on another level. Because here's the thing, she knows not every pass leads to you having to take the shot. Just because I pass it to you doesn't mean that you have to take the shot. What they do, I feel that they have this level of confidence and this level of experience where they kind of suss you out. And just to give you a perfect example, when they were facing the Tempo, when the Aces went up against my team, the Tempo, I said in the beginning, when the Tempo took the lead, everybody was getting excited, and I said, "Oh, y'all better calm down." What they're doing is they're feeling you out. They're basically sussing you out to see what level we have to go to beat you. So what they do is they were feeling out. Okay, so that's how they like to play. Okay, we're going to adjust. And I think that's where Becky Hammond comes in as well. When you have an experience, I don't like the Aces. I don't like the Dreams coach. I'm just gonna be honest. There's something, he looks a little too passive. And some of the stuff that he runs, I'm just like, yo, you got to get better, man.
Yeah,
you got to get better.
You run stuff that's not, you know, a lot of these coaches, not just Temesco, I notice a lot of these coaches they want their own system, but the problem with that is you have to have the personnel to run a certain system. So if you see that the personnel is not conducive to your system, I think he likes the three. But even though Ryan and Leash take a lot of threes, they're not known for maybe Leash a little bit. Ryan is not known for threes, and they're not making them. So what happens with your system when they're not making the threes? What's your plan B? And then his rotations. It's not that the bench. Okay, yeah, Medina is young, but you need to still get her experience.
I got somebody that I forgot. I am so sorry that I forgot to bring this up. I want to bring this up when I want to hear Kay what your thoughts are notice when this person I'm going to say was in the game, notice how she was impacting the game for winning. When I saw Gray getting caught on screens and getting steps behind Jackie was killing her. I wanted Sherrod. I wanted Jalen Sherrod in the game. Okay. And I can't remember who Jalen Sherrod was guarding, but it's something about Jalen Sherrod that brings a different element to them. She's always going to play hard defense. She's occasionally going to make some long range shot, but she also will drive to the hoop. But she's going to give you. She's going to give you something that they're lacking in the guard spot. And Gray needed to sit down and watch the game for a minute and see what Jackie and them were doing. Because you said something that, hey, this is the Aces, their championship, they rise to the occasion. But hey, you said that, but what's the difference? Why could Chicago stick with them all the way down to the win and Dream can't? What does the Chicago have that the Dream don't have? They got Sydney Taylor for sure, who's a bucket. They got Natasha, who's always fighting over screens and will do her best on the defensive end. So, and then what do they have for a big? They have Camilla, right? Camilla's doing something down there, not a whole super lot, but you know, and they got a little bit of mobile Elizabeth. But if I'm not mistaken, Dejanay Carrington was also in that game. So when you're going to play the Aces, you got to put your best defenders on the floor. Question.
Right.
Who's playing defense besides Angel Reese?
Right.
Exactly. That's
the password. They didn't have a good game, did they, Allisha? So sometimes when they offense is not clicking, they don't lock in. But sometimes you have to lock in even when your shot not falling. And I think that's their problem. It's not that she can't, it's that when she's not shooting very well.
She had no legs. She spent the whole time chasing Jackie and her legs were gone. I mean, if she was supposed to be the shooter, then somebody in the chat said, why didn't you put try Ryan on her?
That's true.
The other thing is the Aces are a very physical team as well.
Right.
They play you they suss you out with the physicality as well. They will test you physically, and you can't get frustrated. You still got to play your game.
Get frustrated. Thank you. And I'm gonna go to Big Dog on that. Before I do, Big Dog, unmute. Thank you. And that's why I think Asia was clowning her, because Allisha was getting frustrated with the defense, and because you know, maybe you did get hit in the face, maybe your glasses did, but some of that just because there's contact made, everything is not always a foul.
You can't pull a Caitlin Clark. Yeah, I guess.
And that's what she looked like. Tiffany Hayes. You can't do that. Not somebody as valuable as you. You never let them feel like them pushing off on you, or them making contact and then releasing. Doesn't always contact doesn't always equate that it's a foul. I never felt that it was. I would feel it all the time, but I was like, unless I'm in an active shooting or whatever, or getting in position for a rebound or a loose ball, those are the times where I'm thinking, like, you know, but touching me in general, moving to my spots and just, you know, feeling me out or touch me or bumping me doesn't necessarily equate to a foul. Big Dog, are you there? I didn't want to pass you up. Go ahead.
I'm here. I was just waiting for everybody to finish.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you come in, and then we're gonna, if you want to comment on this, or are you taking it in a different direction?
Well, a couple of things. One, I was at the game.
HD? Is that HD?
No, I ain't HD.
No, that's Big Dog.
Okay, so my apologies.
Okay. One, I was at the game, so let me tell you what I saw.
Okay.
Number one, what I saw. Asia Wilson is the MVP of the fucking league. Period. Period.
Oh, that's without a doubt.
Period. Listen, she took over the third quarter. Couldn't nobody stop her. Not Angel, not Bree, not Ocott, not nobody. Not nobody. Yep. Period. Like, absolutely. She showed you why she's the MVP of the league. So I don't even want to hear no more talk about who the MVP. It's Asia Wilson, period, point blank. Number two, shout out to Nalissa Smith. Nalissa Smith was fantastic last night. I know nobody has talked about Nalissa Smith all day long. Nalissa Smith was fantastic last night, y'all. She really was. She was giving Angel the blues. She was giving Bree Jones the blues. Like, Nalissa Smith played her ass off last night. Three, Chelsea Gray made a pass that looked something like Magic Johnson. She went behind her back from the three-point line, hit Jackie Young in the fucking paint. I was like, that's some hard shit right there.
She's a point guy. She's a point guy.
Practiced that.
That shit was hard.
Yep.
Yeah,
Number four. Give Allisha Gray some grace, because she hit her face really hard, y'all. You could hear the thud when she hit her face. Like, that's she wasn't the same. Listen, you could hear a pin drop because she was down for a minute, and you could hear the thud. Like, she really hit her face really hard. You could hear it. Like, she wasn't the same after she fell. I mean, after she got, you know, upended or whatever you want to call it. Like, she wasn't the same player after that. You could tell that she was struggling, just trying to, like, get herself back in the game. Like, so I'm gonna give Allisha Gray a pass for last night because I know that shit hurt. I watched it in real time. She fell flat on her face, and that shit, I know that shit hurt because she ain't have no brace or nothing. Like, that shit was all face to fucking wood. Like, she ain't even get her hand in front of her face type shit. Like, it was all face and all floor. Like, so I'm gonna give Allisha Gray a pass for last night. Number 5, Okot gave you nothing. Bree Jones gave you nothing. Nas Hillman gave you nothing. So the Dream will be lucky if they get out the first round because they bench is horrible, bro. And that's saying a lot because the Aces bench ain't that much better. Matter of fact, on paper, the Aces bench is worse. But they played good last night. 6, Angel Reese was fantastic last night. Now, she wasn't the most efficient, but she was fantastic overall. Like, overall, she was really good. Ryan Howard need to go to the paint more. All that three-point shooting is fucking dumb, especially when you could beat people off the dribble and get to the paint. When she was getting to the paint, they really couldn't fuck with her like that.
Big dog. How many times have you ever heard me? I've been saying this I feel like my mouth is dry from the beginning of the season on. And some people are like, dang, dude, you so hard on. I've been hard on her like that for a while because it's like, that's why I'm going to call him K because that's what I see. K.
Oh, infamous. It's infamous. It's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Infamous.
No problem.
When Infamous was naming like you are down the line, once Infamous said, they have low IQ. I was thinking her because I'm like, girl, you don't know those threes. They're beautiful when they hit and they do create momentum. But sweetheart, you be like 9 for 19. Listen, or 5 for not even 9 for 19.
They were 4 for 24 or some shit like that. Like, it was bad. The 3-point shooting was horrific last night.
They have no clue that it's not falling. And I'm like, her big ass, wait to Juju. This is when I go into comparing her to Juju. Both 6'2" guards, right? I'm like, Ryan, you when I've seen you do some terrific things when you're driving, they get out of here, but they don't know what to do with you. And then if you don't learn how to drive and pull up or get to the rim on a consistent basis, your life, you're gonna be Madison Booker's gonna be better than you. Like, you're hurting your team. And for somebody that was at the game to see this and say this, my question to you, big dog, is does your crowd even tell her stop shooting?
I mean, everybody was so into Angel last night. Nobody cared about nothing else. It was all about Angel. Everybody was just so pro Angel. Didn't nobody really listen. The game was essentially over in the third quarter. Once Asia closed the game out in the third quarter. Her and Alyssa Smith, they were just taking turns, going inside in the paint on the Dream, just doing whatever they want. The game essentially ended in the third quarter. So pretty much everybody in the stands, it was all about Angel Reese, Barbie this, Barbie that. Like, people stopped paying attention, at least where I was sitting at. Motherfuckers wasn't paying attention to the game after a while. They were down 20, 26, 27 points. Like it was pretty much an Angel love fest. You know what I'm saying?
Can I give
people really stopped paying attention to the game at a certain point.
Can I give a theory of why I think she takes a lot of threes?
But hold on, I'm sorry. Just one last thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
Ryan Howard is a monster when she goes to the paint. They ain't had nothing for her when she was going to the basket. Absolutely nothing. Not a Jackie Young, not a Chelsea Gray, not none of them. When she wanted to go to the basket, she was getting there. She was getting there consistently.
She don't do it. That's the problem. We already know she can. She's a big body, long arms. She do that, but she want to be a 3-point specialist. We know that, BD.
Here's why I think that she shoots a lot of threes. I think it has a lot to do with the coaching. I think this guy's an analytical coach. You know those analytical coaches where they don't look at the actual player, but they look at the numbers? And I think he's thinking, you know how these analytical coaches think, you get up as much as you can. Get it like kind of like the Boston coach, kind of like how Boston plays in the NBA. Where you just keep jacking them up and eventually it go down and the percentages it will work out eventually. So I think He's looking at it from an analytical standpoint and looking at the numbers, like say, hey, in order for us to stay in this game, you got to keep jacking. And I think that's one of the major problems with basketball today is that these coaches don't really coach. They just look at numbers and say, oh, your percentage is good from there. Keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. So I think that could be
this
part
is
of the
why
problem.
people in the chat be killing me. Somebody just in the chat, BD, you capping. Angel shot 56%. Here, let me do some math for you. If Angel Reese took 4 more shots, she took 19 shots yesterday, scored 23 points. She take 4 more shots, she's Cade Cunningham. Asia Wilson took 11 shots and scored 23 points.
Okay, but that's hold on. Angel doesn't do that all the time.
No. I'm just saying, just for this particular game, she was great. I'm not saying Angel. See, this is what pisses me off about people. Like the slightest critique in a motherfucker in their feelings. The slightest shit. When I just finished saying that she played great. I just finished saying that.
It doesn't fucking matter. Stop. It doesn't fucking matter. Because all I said, and you did say she played great. She did. And she contributed. She probably played the best on the floor. Everybody can see that. Energy and everything.
Absolutely.
But just because you have a critique of the night of what she did, we all know that that's not what we really need to see out of her. We want efficiency, right? But just because we said that and I step in and I say, hey, that's not something that she's gonna do all the time. You can't blow up and say, oh, everybody can't take. Fucking yes, I can. I can take a critique about one of my.
No, I wasn't talking to you, Juju. I was speaking to the chat and specifically.
Okay, but I know
not
that.
you.
But I'm just saying, we're just saying that, and I hope they did hear what you said because you're not a hater, and you're not.
I've never been that. I'm an Angel Reese fan.
And even though you said that, you gotta reframe it. Say it would be better or prefer. You have to be solution focused when you say that, or strength based, because the way it came off, it sounded like it was a criticism instead of a critique. And that's a great observation that you gave. And then come behind it with what's the solution for her not to have to take that many as she did.
The solution is very simple. The solution is that her team need to come up and play freaking basketball, which they did not do last night.
Correct.
That's the solution. Angel Reese shouldn't have had to take. I understand it was her night, but she shouldn't have had to take 19 shots.
That's better. She shouldn't have had to. You didn't say it like that. So that's why somebody is only pausing you, and you're jumping to think and getting defensive possibly about it. But we're not asking you to get defensive. We're just getting you to see that could have been rephrased differently so that it wouldn't sound as if this is something that she's going to do moving forward that she does all the time. If nobody had
listen, she only had to take 19 shots because the rest of her team didn't show up.
That's what
and really, Ryan Howard she looked good on paper, but she ain't really show up like that.
I didn't think
it was pretty much Angel Reese by herself.
I think they were just happy that she got out of her little funky slump. But just like Miss D and all of us are saying, it's like they never can freaking if one is shooting the lights out and doing good and then like she has 9 points. Okay, she had 9 points last game. Today she gets 19, and then what does Lish do? Shit on the floor, 7 points. But you said, "Hey, Jew, I was there." If she hit her head, take her out.
Right. Yeah, they could have took her out. They chose to leave her in there. Why? And here's the thing: poor Medina. I felt so bad for Medina last night because they tried to put that girl on Asia Wilson, and she ain't have a chance. She ain't have a snowball's chance in hell against no Asia Wilson.
Why they ain't double team her? I mean, I know nobody could guard her 1-on-1. Try to take the ball out of her hands.
Yeah, I mean, they should have doubled. They should have did something, but putting Okot on the island on Asia Wilson.
She's not that.
Yeah, that was insane work. I couldn't understand why would you do that. And secondly, then they wanted to put Nas Hillman on her. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Right. Nas is tall, but she's too small.
Not too small. All Asia did was just shoot over top of her.
Right.
And then when they was giving Allisha Smith the ball, and Allisha Smith just did the same thing. Go to the basket and shoot over top of her.
I got a question. Since you are out there and you're watching the games, what was the difference the last game when the Dream won?
Everybody showed up. More people showed up. Listen, it was pretty much Angel Reese by herself all night last night. Like, she was the only one who consistently played all 4 quarters. Ryan Howard had stretches, but she wasn't consistent all 4 quarters. When she started going to the basket, they were already down 20 by the time she started going to the cup. You're supposed to be going to the cup when y'all down 5, down 4. You going to the cup when y'all down 20. Like, what the fuck is that?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit ain't make no sense. Of course they gonna play off of you when you up 20.
I know time. My mouth is dry. Be quiet. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's a medication I'm taking. Yeah. No, you're preaching it. You're preaching it. And if you think that they're gonna make a difference going down the stretch in critical times in the playoffs and do what they did tonight, you're not ready to be a contender. So that's what my question.
Juju, I hate to put it to the Dream fans. The dream is cooked. They'll get out the first round, but that's
what
it.
I said earlier.
They don't have a bench.
They don't have enough to do it this year.
And their starters, other than Angel Reese, are not consistent enough to make a good long playoff run.
But this is the problem. It's not the bench.
No, the bench is the problem. They got nothing out their bench last night. Nothing.
Well, that was last night. I don't think they bench is bad. They look compared to a lot of teams. They bench is better than a lot of teams. It's
not just the bench.
But the problem is after this year, they do the same performance where they lose some playoff games because they shoot too many threes and they'll have consistency between Leash and Ryan. One of them have to go. I mean, I don't understand. One of them have to go. You have to make that tough decision. They got to
upgrade the talent.
They can't play together. I'm sorry. What you think?
Like I said, I give Allisha Gray a pass because I know that hurt. I heard that shit when she hit her face. I know that hurt.
Playoffs. I'm talking about the playoffs because last year, I don't care what nobody say. On paper, they was better than the Fever without Angel Reese.
Yeah,
and they shot instead of taking it to the rim. The defense of the Fever was okay. You shot yourself with threes, and so that just let me know that when it comes time to the playoffs, either Ryan or Leash, they don't play good together. Somebody got to go. One of the two.
And I'll tell you another thing that I thought was very interesting last night. Yeah. When Okot was in the game, you know, they were putting Chelsea Gray on her. How you don't abuse Chelsea Gray in the post? How are you letting Chelsea Gray rip you in the post?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Chelsea's a bulldog though, man.
No, I dig that, but you 6'5", 6'6", you can't allow that, bro. BD. Not in the post.
Hold on, BD.
Not in the post. I don't want to hear that. On the perimeter, not in the post. Not 10 feet from the basket. No.
Yes. Be quiet. Let me explain something to you. Okot was not, let me say this. Okot was not supposed to come out this year. I'm not giving her no excuse like that. What I'm saying is she only been playing 5 years. She's still kind of raw. She got to get tough. She's still kind of raw. But one thing you can do, she did play good. Of course, you go put her out there with Asia. It's going to look bad. But you have to play her a little bit more because you're going to need her in the playoffs because Bree Jones has a tendency to get into foul trouble. You have to play her more. So if you got beat up,
she's coming back from injury too. She's coming back from injury.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But she has also has a tendency to be a foul trouble, and they needed somebody to cover her last year. And so play her. She's still young.
Miss T, I get what you're saying, but again, When you 10 feet from the basket and you got Chelsea Gray guarding you and you Melina Okot, there's no reason at all that Chelsea Gray is ripping you in the post. I don't want to hear that young shit. Nah, not when you 10 feet from the basket. No.
Chelsea got good hands. I will say that Chelsea.
You supposed to back Chelsea down and shoot over her. You 4 inches taller.
But MST, I think. Give Okada. Let's just say this: if they got stuck playing each other in the playoffs, I think we should give Okada an opportunity. And if Chelsea pulls that exactly what he said, back her ass down and shoot over.
She's learning that.
She's got to learn it. She's got to play it. She's got to play a lot more. This is her first year. Yeah. I think he's right. But she's got to get in there and get a chance, an opportunity to play more. And
okay, maybe I'm jumping the gun, but from me watching, I see a 6'6" girl against a 6-foot girl, and you getting ripped in the post like that. To me, that's crazy work. I'm sorry.
Very little experience. That's why Don wanted her to stay, to give her a little bit more time to develop, because she be bringing post people to help her posts. The NCAA did something crazy, and that's why she left earlier than what she's supposed to leave.
Okay, let me make a comment. Let me say something, and let me get to the chat. I'm watching you guys chat, but I want to answer Milky Way. Let's tone it down. Take a breath. I don't think anyone has a problem with losing to the Aces. It's how you lose to the game that is the problem, and that's what I feel too. It's not an expectation that they should beat them again. It was just overall. It was overall their effort. Like, I didn't like it. It was not smart things that they were doing. They were not being smart, like figuring out, slow down. What are we doing? And then I think maybe you guys are right. Maybe I don't blame the coaches all the time, because I be feeling like you guys are on the court. You're the one playing, not them. But he gave them no adjustment. He was just watching. He didn't really know. I was like, think about it, Carl. Like, are you saying that Becky is out coaching you right now? Like, you don't have an answer for?
Yes, I'm saying that. Yes.
I think also, was that a junk defense or not? Did she throw a junk defense out there that they just were randomly double teaming here, or like, what was it that she was doing that was any different than before when they played them? It was like they were off. It was like, if you go to the arena that they play in that's smaller, and then you go to a larger one and you can't really feel the crowd or whatever the case. Yeah, it was all hyped up for Barbie or whatever, but it felt like the lights were brighter. So national television, to me, you didn't even rise to the occasion. You didn't.
They didn't. Other than Angel, and again, Ryan had stretches, but Angel was the only consistent thing that they had last night. Everybody else, like I said, Ryan had stretches, but everybody else didn't play good. And again, shout out to Allisha Smith, because she was fantastic last night. She really was.
Lily said, I believe they played like this intentionally to ruin Angel's night. But they seem like they love Angel. I don't know if they really did it intentionally.
No, that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
I could never engage their intent. But
no, I don't think it was nothing against Angel. I just think just overall as a team, they just didn't play well. Like the first quarter, remember that the Dream jumped out at the beginning of the game. It was 13-2.
Uncle said something. They took advantage of pick and rolls, making the defender choose. You guys hear me? I agree, Uncle. How can Okot play well when she seals her opponent? They take 20 years to pass the ball.
That's very true.
Thank you,
Milky Way. Take a look at this.
But another thing with Okot, I need her to be stronger when she grabbing her rebounds. 3 times yesterday, I watched her grab a rebound and watch somebody wrestle the ball away from her.
Ooh.
Like, that's unacceptable.
Oh.
You can't have rebounds and have people wrestle the ball from you. Smaller people wrestle the ball from you. Like, no. Like she gotta grab the ball with two hands. Like she's very lazy on the rebounding and she's not using her whole power to get these rebounds. Like I said, 3 times I counted somebody wrestled the ball from her where she clearly had the rebound in her hand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Angel don't allow that. Once Angel got the ball, she got the damn ball. Okot need to, kind of study that playbook. When you grab the ball, you grab it with 2 hands. And you make sure that you secure the damn ball.
They know who to do it to. They do it. Another person they do it to that has to get that down is my girl Lauren Betts. They do that to her too. They try to take it from her, or she barely can catch it up. They don't really know where to pass it to her because everybody feels confident that they'll be able to steal it. So Okot, pivot. When people are grabbing the ball and you have it, pivot. Like be Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah will take your whole goddamn shoulder off. If they want to grab their arms and pull them with you.
Juju, don't teach her to be like Elbows Boston.
I know, but I'm just trying. I know. But at this point, do it a couple of times to say, go on and put your arm in here one more time. She's not being like, that's what I'm trying to say right now. And I love that you brought up Elbows. Elbows used to get bullied a little bit. And she had a hard time with her, with her big sis. And then she just finally said, fuck it. I'm about to get down and dirty. And maybe she went way too far to the right. But at the same time, she was trying to send him a message. Like, you're not going to push me around.
Yeah, that's Okot need. Okot just need a little bit more aggression because the talent is clearly there. The potential is clearly there as well. She just need a little bit more aggression. She's just passive right now. And that's probably because she's a baby. And I get it. That comes with age and maturity and all that stuff. But she definitely could use a little bit more aggression. But Bree Jones, you've been in the league already. I don't know what the hell happened to you last night. Like her and Nas, they didn't do nothing.
I think that some of them are still kind of young, especially Ryan. I think Ryan is still kind of like a child. She's young. She's not ready to be. They want to make her the leader. And I'm like, how can Ryan be the leader? And she's not the leader of the team. Vocal leader. Well, then, no, Nas is the vocal leader. But Nas is all the way down in the paint. I need someone that, between the two of them up there to be talking more. Or if you're not, pass it over to Reese. Because she's a great leader, floor communicator. But I think Ryan is, I'm just gonna have to accept that she's got some growing up to do. She's like a baby to me.
Well, my thing is somebody need to tell Ryan Howard to go to the basket and just ban her from shooting threes.
All the content.
Just ban her from shooting threes. Be like, look, if you shoot 1 3 today, I'm benching you.
I've been saying this to her about her. Even when she was hitting 30-point games, I was like, I'm still not convinced. And so people were like, what is it? I said, no, it's because there's more to her. She needs to add more to her package. She's not that 3-point prolific shooter that she thinks she is. It's lazy. And also everybody on the content creator side of my peeps is saying the same thing. I know she got to hear some of this. You guys are seeing the same thing. Why can't we sit up here and watch the game and see it? And Carl Semesco can't tell her, you're shooting too many threes. Are they afraid to say this to them? Or is she ignoring what he said?
No, I think Semesco wants them to shoot the threes, and I think that's the problem, is that he's telling them to shoot threes. That's why they're shooting all these threes. But last night, they only hit 4 threes out of like 24. Like, my thing is, if you see the shot not falling, you go to the basket. When the shot is not falling, you go to the basket. That's basketball 101.
101.
He's an analytical.
If the shot's not falling, you go to the basket. And Ryan Howard took too long to go to the basket. By the time she started going to the basket, they were down 22, 24 points, and the game was essentially over.
Facts. That's facts.
All right, well, Juju, thank you for having me up. I'm sorry if I got a little loud and a little emotional, but you know.
I love it. Thank you for coming. I just popped up.
Bye, Juju. I
needed to
Hey,
get
shout
that.
out to my
I
brother.
needed
Yes.
to get that off. I got to meet somebody new, Infamous. I love that Infamous joined. Miss D is always welcome. Jonathan came up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, I just
I,
wanted to
I,
see. I just wanted to see were you guys feeling like, was I the only one that was feeling like this? Like you gonna lose? Is that how you're gonna lose?
hey, Juju, can I say something?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad M Big Dog Sports brought that up. You know, because Mexico really need to come up with other plays uh, besides these analytics he's trying to do with his team. If anybody, I'm not sure if anybody remember that Rockets and Warriors game in the playoffs when James Harden was playing with the Rockets. All they did
Yep.
that game was chucking up number threes, chucking them,
Yeah.
chucking threes.
D'Antoni.
And
D'Antoni. Yeah. D'Antoni
and
Rockets.
like D'Antoni was the coach over at the time.
Right.
I like D'Antoni. Change up change the play, man. Like have them do something else. Like the shooting threes is not working. It's killing the Rockets. That's what got us knocked out the playoffs by the Warriors because the Houston Rockets kept shooting threes for no dang reason. I understand that D'Antoni is a 3-point offensive specialist type of coach, but damn, real
Well,
offensive
you know what it is,
coach
my brother?
always figure out how to be going to rack.
You know
So
what it
this is
is?
the
You
same
can
thing that
shoot
happened.
threes. You can shoot threes, but you got to have the personnel to shoot threes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
If you don't
exactly.
have the
I
personnel,
mean,
you're wasting your time.
we got Ron Howard and Alicia Gray now, but they're not that good at threes like this. Like Sabrina
They're not
Ionescu, that's
3-point
like
specialists, though. They're not
yeah, like,
specialists.
but they're real good 3-point shooters. They're just
Yeah, they're
not
shooters, but they're
like
not 3-point
They're not
specialists. That's the problem.
specialists. They're not
like
specialists.
There's 3-point specialists
Sabrina
out there.
Ionescu is a 3-point specialist.
Right.
Kelsey Mitchell, 3-point specialist.
Correct.
Um, well, I can go to the NBA. Stephen Curry, 3-point specialist. Richard Carlton, AZ Plug, Paige Beckers, 3-point specialist. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm calling AZ Plug 3-point specialist because she won that 3-point contest. But you know what I'm saying? Who else? The hell? God dang. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. There's a lot of good 3-point shooters out
There's a
there.
lot of 3-point specialists on the Valkyries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Valkyries. Yeah, Gabby Williams is even a
Valkyries
3-point
shoot a lot of
specialist.
threes, but they have specialists that can hit those.
I'll take Marina Mabry. I'll take Kayla
Marina
McBride.
Mabry, yes. Why did it take so long for her name to pop up to my head?
AZ Bud. I'll let her.
I'll say her.
There's a lot of things. Rachel Banham used to be like a really, really, for sure, I think if you notice,
Well, Rachel Banham lost it. I don't even go far and say Sydney Taylor's a 3-point specialist.
Sydney Taylor is a good 3 points. If I see her raise it up, 9 times out of 10 she'll knock it down.
Yeah, for real. I like
this
Sydney
might sound
Taylor.
a little controversial. Can I throw something out there that's a little controversial? I may think, and I love her as a player, by the way. I'm just going to say this off the bat. I think they may have to upgrade the point guard position with Jordan, with Canada. I like her. Trust me, I like her. It's nothing against her personally. I think she's a great player. But I think for them to get to the next level, I think they may have to upgrade that.
Welcome to the stage. Hold on, Jonathan. Welcome, Gingerbread Man. You want to add something? I forget. Steady Servant. Yeah, everybody, welcome, Steady Servant. I watch your show.
What's up, Bro Claude?
Hey, what's up, Steady Servant?
What you got to say, Bro Claude?
Okay, first of all, I want to say I've been a subscriber here.
Thank you.
And I always like, my whole thing is I see that y'all growing. I see the family always, popping in and popping out. And I want to tell you, good job, good topic. Continue. I got your back. I'm always in the outskirts.
Okay.
This is my people that's up here. Hey, brother Jonathan. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Listen, you got to understand. You got to understand something. I told y'all don't drink the Kool-Aid with Semesco. Y'all drinking the Kool-Aid. Y'all drinking the nice purple grape Kool-Aid with the lemons in it. And then of course the strawberry that's extra sweet. Y'all falling for and won't nobody listen and understand that this man is just a high grade of Tyler Marsh. That's all he is.
Oof.
He don't know and understand his rotation. He don't understand exactly his personnel. He thinks that Ryan and Allisha Gray are 3 point specialists. They are not.
They
They're
are
three
not.
they're three
Facts.
point they're 3 point shooters
Yeah.
at time and sprees, but those are called attack players. Those are players that can beat you and create their own shot. They're creators. Specialists and creators are two different types of players.
Right.
So therefore, they can create a purpose of them being on the court. That don't mean you chucking threes and shooting yourself out of a game.
Hmm.
That
Thank you.
means you do whatever you need to do
To
to
win the game,
get
the
the points
score.
on the board. So therefore, he do not put in the right personnel. He should have been and put Ocott in. Bree Jones is not ready right now fully. She's just
Not that
not.
many for not that many minutes. Not
She,
all.
she's not ready. So people looking at her crazy, like, what's wrong with Bree Jones? Well, she on minute restriction, first of all, and she's still hurt. That's
Yeah.
what's wrong with her. And he want to continue to go to Ryan Howard and Nas Hillman and you know Nas been this has been out of the 3 years I've been watching Nas, this has been one of her most inconsistent seasons.
But nobody wanted to hear me when I was like, trade, put her, a part of a trade. They were like, no, she's a leader. She this, she that.
No, Nas needs to be traded, but he's not willing because she's one of the babies. Fortunately or unfortunately, Atlanta Atlanta really don't they picks and chooses his people because of course they did draft Kennedy Carter, but by Kennedy Carter being who she is, they was ready to get up off that piece. But now that Nas and Ryan was their draft picks, they babies, and it's a new ownership, they're trying to stay with their baby. Okay? So that's the thing. A lot of people be like, why Nas this? Why Nas that? Well, Nas put the drywall in. Nas was picking and going to get nails and screwdrivers. So it's a little different. It's a love relationship there.
All right. Let me give you a shout out to Milky Way. Thank you for
Love, Riddick. Love you, Riddick.
dollar bills, and he said, "Thanks, bro, Claude, Tyler Marsh 2.0."
So the thing is this: you're not gonna get nowhere with this guy, and y'all watch what I'm telling you because he don't understand rotation. He has the personnel that's there for them to win. I don't think they needed anybody else, but if anybody was gonna be traded, it was Nas Hillman because of her value.
Listen. Furious. It's not okay. The reason I flip out is because I really, really, really want them to. For me, I know you're not maybe saying me, but like, and you're right because you shouldn't just flip out on one loss and things like that. They've done some really good things. I flip out because you have so much ability, and we've been saying the same. Now I'm hearing people say the same thing. That I am so media. Everybody's saying it's like drive, Allisha, drive, Ryan. Why are you shooting 24 times and making 4 3s? Why
That's
can't you
because
stay
you gave
in?
her the ultimate green light, sister. He is not running. He's not running a horse. The horse is running him. I'm telling you, did Phil Jackson, even in his rookie season of being a coach, he told Mike, "You could do all what you want to do, But we ain't gonna win that way. Then he told Kofi the same thing.
Yep, he did. He did. Michael
You,
got mad,
you
but
got to
Michael
have the
finally
cojones.
realized, like,
You got
you
to have
just
the cojones to do it.
you do.
Fine. Stop doing this bullshit.
Sit her ass down then.
That's what I'm saying. He don't have that in him. I'm telling you, he's Tyler Marsh. He's Tyler Marsh on a big receipt. I'm just saying, man, at the end of the day, I'm gonna let y'all go, but I'm just saying, y'all, don't drink the goddamn Kool-Aid. I'm trying to tell y'all, he is not the man to get this team over the hump.
Okay. Thank you, Brooke.
I appreciate it so much.
I
I'm here.
appreciate
I'm in the outskirts. I'm here.
I appreciate it. Hey, come up here anytime. I love that you came to visit. I appreciate you stepping in, bro.
Love you, sister. You doing a good job. Shout out.
I'm trying.
Shout out to
Appreciate
Big
you, bro,
Dog.
Claw.
All right,
Appreciate you.
Jonathan.
All
I
right,
love you, boy.
love you too, man. Hey, I'm gonna be in Atlanta for the Atlanta versus Chicago Sky game. So hopefully I'll see you at Atlanta.
I might fly on that.
All
Yeah,
right, bet.
for
And
sure.
come back and tell us what it was like. Thank you. I want to bring up Wody Mac. Wody Mac, I haven't heard
Oh,
from
I
you in
definitely will.
almost 6 months. All right, thank you. Wody Mac. Where
No,
have you
the
been?
Yo,
truth.
good afternoon, everybody. And
Wody
What's up,
Mac,
little brother?
he's a
good
day one.
afternoon. Bless up. First of all, salute Juju. Yeah, good to see you as always. And yeah, big brother bro Claude. Of course, good to see you as always too, brother. Uh I was just perusing
Yo,
was on
brother.
YouTube, and I understand the frustration for some folks with this particular game. And I just give a little backstory. One of the teams in the 2025 season, when it was Brittany Griner, Bree Jones, Atlanta Dream, when I went to go see a couple of Liberty games that I was able to, the Atlanta Dream was one of the teams that that I paid for to go see last season. Right now, all being said, right, it is one game, but there was two teams tied for 30 and 14 last season, and as a first year coach, right, to only be behind the Minnesota Lynx with a 30 and 14 season and the Las Vegas Aces as a first year coach who had success on the college level. You know what I mean? I guess it's the Division One school, but I
It
mean, he
was.
had more of a like a 60% win percentage, and he was and he coached Kristen Bell. I know that's not saying a lot, but Kristen Bell ain't getting kicked out the league no time soon. Seems like right? What he was doing last year, I would have to ask y'all what was the sentiment about him last year being a 30 and 14 coach. People would have to probably tell me. I don't want to put nothing out there. I don't want to fish.
When I saw him last year, I thought that he was doing things that were a little innovative, little bit more, a lot different than Tanisha Wright. They seemed a lot more confident with him, and they were just playing better. And maybe it had to do with his rotations at the time. I think they felt shackled by Tanisha. Mm-hmm. He gave them freedom, but now it's kind of like he's giving them too much, and it's almost like, okay, bring them back in. They need coaching. They're still young, Carl. They need you to guide them. You can't go long stretches with going in time. He sits Angel down. They're only down by 1 or up by 1. He leaves her down until they're down by 15 before he brings her back. Why? Like, why?
All I can say from what I'm seeing, right? Seeing as last season, his two primary leading scorers, Allisha Gray being one, and she being an all-star, Ryan Howard being 2. The numbers say Allisha was 18 points last season, Ryan was 17 points last season. And what Ryan Howard and Allisha, well, more so Ryan Howard than Allisha Gray, the numbers that they're shooting this season, it was specifically, let me say specifically for Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard was 32% from the 3-point line last season, right?
32.
About 17.
That's not.
She's doing
that's
exactly
okay.
pretty much, huh?
I mean, that's not like great.
That's not crazy, but what I'm saying is, again, whether it was a problem or whether it was something that it was like, yo, we can rein this in and try to clean this up. This is exactly the same player she was Does that correlate with you get where I'm going with that? You were getting the exact same player that you had last season in Ryan Howard, and Allisha Gray was 38% on 18. Then her 3-point numbers is down a little bit, of course, but still. Then Bree Jones came in the starting lineup and giving you 12, right? 12, and she played 44. She started 44 games. She was one of the few on the team that played every game, and she a 12-point a game player, right? So basically, again, still with all that being said, maybe when they get a little bit more healthy, the only one that's difference is Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner didn't play much. She played 39 out of games, started 25, was in and out. Not 20 minutes a game.
Didn't they lose Nia Coffey to Minnesota?
They did.
And I love Nia Coffey. I thought
Nia played 44. She was another one that played all 44, only started 2, maybe due to injury. Had Shatori came back. Sika Coney did. They say Brittany is gone, Nia Coffey is gone, Taylor Theory is gone, Kamaya is gone. But I mean, like, come on, Taylor Theory.
You know, I would have kept that he never got a chance to coach was Leticia Amir. When I finally started to see her under Natalie Nakase, I didn't really know that the girl was that athletic and had that ability that she has that could have been really helpful. Just quick tall body down, underneath to help out.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think they let go. Did they let go of Diamond Miller? Or was that Minnesota?
They never had her. They never had.
Okay, they never. Go ahead. Who was
that?
It
was Minnesota that let it go.
What has changed? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm curious to hear what you was about to say. What has changed?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you what has changed. When you make a trade for a player on the level of an Angel Reese, expectations change. Last year was not a championship expectation sort of team. This year it is. You're expected this year when you add when you make that trade for Angel Reese. Now you're bringing in. Now the expectations have changed. Now there are players that can adjust to expectations, and then there's some players that can fold under expectations. It's just like the same thing that's happening in the NBA with LeBron James going to Philly. Now the expectations has changed that, okay, we're on a championship trajectory now. When Angel Reese came to this team, the expectations changed, like, okay, now we're in a championship. We're in that category now. We're expected to be contending for a championship. So I think maybe that is probably what has changed, is the expectation level. And maybe they haven't adjusted to that yet. Go ahead.
Eyeballs also have changed. You got a bigger microscope on you where people might have been paying attention. Well, I like Ryan Howard, so I was watching them. I even took my dollars and went to a game to go see them play. Right. What I noticed, the biggest thing I noticed was like, I watched Bree Jones when she was playing overseas during the offseason. I tapped in a little bit to overseas basketball, the EuroLeague. She was playing for Prague. The uniform was green and yellow. Ugly green hair, but she was hooping over there, right? But she was playing, posting in mid-range and everything like that. Didn't see her really stretch the floor. Then to come see her play for Atlanta and taking at least 2 to 3 threes a game, I'm like, okay, the coach is encouraging them to play in a more modern style. Then I'm seeing Brittany Griner, who I have seen taking a couple, but maybe 1 3 a game over there in Phoenix, right? 1 here or there. She was taking 2 and 3 a game, and they were making at least 1 out of their 3 attempts, right? 2 hit, some games saying, I'm like, damn, he got big old BG out there who probably that's a hard shot for anybody to contest out there taking threes. That's and they always, most of the time, was straight ahead, you know what I mean, from the top of the 3, you know what I mean, straight ahead threes, right? Maybe, you know what I mean, he found, all right, that's the best, you know, analytical thinking basketball. Cool, right? But in all, and I got this also, I'm talking to y'all from my computer. All in all, that team last year, I don't know, Juju, you would tell me here, because what Basketball Reference will show you is points per game and opponents' points per game and where they rank, and then they'll show you offensive rating and defensive rating. Which one would you say holds more weight?
Offensive rating or defensive rating?
Yeah, or points per game and opponents' points per game, because they show for both where they ranked in both.
Wow, that's a great question.
Y'all feel like you can answer, but I can say for their offensive rating, they were second out of 13.
Okay, so what's more important, offensive rating, defensive rating, Points per game, or what's the other one?
Opponent's points per game. Yeah, like how many points they
Or
gave up
how,
on where they ran,
or how many points did
they
they give up? Did they allow the opponent to score?
Right.
Give me
They
a second.
gave up 76.8.
That's plus minus.
Yeah, they gave up
I'm
76.8. They were third in the league in defense.
It depends. Okay, can you give me what? It depends on what you're trying to measure. So each stats tells a different story. So what are we trying to measure? And then I could let me answer this. I want to answer this. So what are we trying to measure when you say all of that?
How good was the team offensively and defensively? Like which one would I figure you would hold more weight? Because
which
you
one?
Could be a team that score 100 like the Fever, but you give up 100. So like, okay,
right. I notice that all the time. What's the more important, scoring or what you give up? For instance, if a team scores 108 and wins, and the other team scores 100, what was more important here? Is that what you mean?
No, not necessarily. That statistical tracking, the easiest one to understand, points per game throughout the whole season. They averaged 84 points per game, right?
Okay.
Which
so
gave
here's
them
my thing.
fourth
So
in the
here's
league.
my thing. We say this all the time. Coaches say this all the time. Offense wins game, right? What do we say? What do we normally say? Offense wins games.
Defense wins championship.
So I don't care if you score 90, but you're giving up 92, right? So that's why net rating is like the more powerful metric. And I'm going to take it a little further. Two coaches that were winning coaches. Remember what I said? Coaches will say offense wins game, defense wins championships. And I'm going to tell you two coaches, my favorite coaches, Pat Riley and Coach Summit, Pat Summit. She said rebounds actually win championships. And I feel that we'll go back to the majority of people say offense wins game, but defense wins championship, because obviously you can score 108, but if you allow the other team to score 110, then which one would, obviously defense has to correlate, it has to be better than. So I guess that's why net rating is more powerful metric out of what you just said.
I can get where you coming from with that. Like the disparity between how many points you score and how many points you give up gives you a bigger. Because I think
it captures a balance between the offense and defense instead of focusing on only one side of the
net rating. Cool. What I would say this too, for every one of those things we want to measure them by, right? And just allow me, y'all, hear me out. Maybe y'all catch me. Every one of those metrics I asked y'all about the 2025 team, where I said they were 84.4 points per game, right? That was fourth in the league, like the fourth best. The opponent, the points they only allowed 76.8. That was third best in the league. Now, if we want to go to the offensive rating, they were second in the league in offensive rating, and defensive rating, they were second in the league in defensive rating. Then combined, then you look at what their net rating according to the league, they were second in the. That was a good team. So either it's the players or the coach out of hand.
So that should have been a winning formula then.
That was a good team.
Yeah.
So now, like the brother said, you added Angel Reese.
Let me tell you before you get Angel Reese. Let me tell you before you say this, because I really want to hear this. Somebody said about 10 strokes up in my chat. They said last year was a subpar league. When he went 30-14, they were basically trying to tell you that it wasn't a good season overall for the league. That's why the dream looked so good.
Hold up, because I started looking at the chat. That last part, if you don't mind. He said the reason why they looked dream looked so good.
Yeah, they said it was a subpar season for everybody. So that 30-14 wasn't really impressive when it was going up against teams that weren't that great, I guess is what. Who said that in the chat, guys? I read what you said, and I've been trying to squeeze that in because I want to hear what fellas got to say. They were like, because I know what they meant. They meant like, how somebody like makes a run and they look good. They were like, yeah, because it wasn't that great of a season overall. That's why. That's what they were saying.
Okay, if you wanna account what the Vouch was the only new team last season, right? Or was there two? I think the Vouch was the only new team addition, right? And they surprised a lot of us how well they played. Okay, you want to take
No,
out?
not me and you. Me and you are the
Now,
only one that was understood all the international and why she went that. But she said, I was trying to say it on the other show that she wanted an up-tempo play. She wants to play like a faster pace. And you knew how to pronounce, and you knew all of these names. You were trying to tell us about Salome and Sadiq, all these little names. And I knew what she was doing. And then she threw in the vets. Obviously, then she pulled over some enforcers that were on New York, your team. So you recognized the talent on the team. I did too, but it was no way we could convince anybody that was in the chat, because there was no way that they were even paying attention to the Kayla Thorntons and Monique Billings and the Tiffany Hayes and the Kate Martins and then Carla Lette and the Timmy Bella and Letitia Amir and then Zandalini, and then you were saying all of these people, and I understood it because I was like, watch them run up and down this court and be firing in threes and stuff.
The defense was what the way that she emphasized defense was even more impressive.
Yeah, and that was even
very impressive.
I think Carla Late, was she even over there? And then she added Veronica Burton, who was getting no love over there in Connecticut when I saw the talent of Veronica Burton. Now,
and I would give you this too, right? The way that her approach, I want to say, all right, kind of like, damn, who was a coach that was? And you because your knowledge goes so deep with this league, Juju. Which coach, even you want to say championship or just very well tenured coach, their pedigree was defense, like smothering defense. They was a contending coach with all their teams, whether good players or bad, through this league that you could think of.
If you want to be honest, if you want me to really be honest, I would say Cheryl Reeves. Everybody but say Simone Augustus, but she had rebounders like Sylvia Fowles, Rebecca Bunson, Taj Mahal. She had Lindsay was okay, but Maya Moore played hella defense now.
She had my girl Sylvia Fowles.
Yeah, as I said, she had Sylvia Fowles. So defensive rebounds were going up. Rebecca, like I think another defensive team in history would be Bill Embiid, like Uncle Jay said. I like the defense.
And I didn't want to say Lambeer just off like. I
didn't want to.
Bad boys,
but yeah,
lore.
That
I do remember this Katie Smith and Deanna Nolan teams.
Yeah, it was Lynette Pearson was rough as hell. I'll say my Sparks team played defense.
Who was coaching?
Michael Cooper.
Okay. Yeah. Can I ask a quick question? I have a quick question because the logic that somebody said earlier didn't make sense in the chat. They were saying that the talent wasn't that good last year. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, they were trying to say that it was subpar.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense when you add two expansion. You added 2 expansion teams this year. That logic doesn't compute.
No, last season.
But this season you added 2 expansion teams.
You thinned it out more.
So that would, by logic, that would dissipate the talent.
And everybody shifted around the league to it, kind of like form up. Now it did help some teams, but it helped the top dogs. It helped the top dogs more than it. And then it's not even really helping.
So the talent would be weaker this year.
Like Juju. Like what good is Satu Sabli doing my New York Liberty right now? Really, like I don't remember her touching the court. Now, bet Naja Laney Hamilton used to be able to get burned. Now she relegated to the bench and she could be a starter on somebody's team, right? Now I got girls' names who I can't pronounce in my starting line, and Pauline Astier and you know what I mean, and so on and so forth. But they open though. Yeah. Come on, again. I don't want to diss when it comes to
that's what I think happened. Okay, let me tell you, Infamous. I want to hear what you got to say, and Woody. My point to you guys was when new players come in and you've never played them before. That's what happened with Cece. They had never really played her before, so once they see the film on you and they kind of figure you out, then they make great adjustments. So what happened? So there's the same thing with the bouts, but the bouts are cooking. And then you go to like Nate Tibbetts, right? Notice they get to the finals. When you have all these named people that you couldn't even pronounce. They didn't even want to. Nobody talked about Phoenix. They were talking around Phoenix. No
this
one
season or last season?
saw last season. when they get to the finals. Everybody
They
talked
was the
around
afterthought. That was
them.
the
They were
afterthought.
because there were people on the team you couldn't even say their name. You didn't even know them. And
Right.
people do that. We focus on the
Cole
same
McConney.
core players, Lacan, all of them. You say that you focus on the same people all the time, and then here comes somebody coming sneaking on in, and you just ignore because you're not used to these international players coming in doing. You may know the Awa Fams and the Dom Malungas, of course. You know that. You talked about Dom
Right.
the whole time, I like the Awak from Dallas.
Owakuya?
Yeah,
Yeah,
over
from
there in
Dallas.
Dallas. Yeah. So there's, but nobody, none of you guys in my chat ever was like Phoenix this, Phoenix that, Phoenix this.
Not at all. Not at all.
How did that happen? How do you think? Can somebody tell me why? How did they get there? How did they end
Because everybody generally let me and I'm generalizing for most people, but for the most part, people are looking at the Aces. It's the Aces League until Asia Wilson give it up. It's if Asia don't get it, and the Lynx got it, right? And then probably New York. That's what everybody is generally like. It's 3 top dogs. Everybody else is trying to get the scraps, right?
Yeah.
And cool.
Here's how I look at it.
Get it?
Sorry,
let me hear Infamous real quick. Go ahead.
No, here's how I look at it. What has happened is it's a short season, right? You have lesser teams in the WNBA, so the talent is more concentrated, right? And then you're bringing in players from Europe because we have a lot of European players in our team, right? So the talent level is increasing to a level because you're bringing in European players. The talent is more concentrated. When you add 2 expansion teams, now the talent that was on one team gets spread out to other teams. So the players that weren't getting shine before, right? Because you have smaller rosters that weren't getting shine before. Now they're able to get shine because they're on different teams to display their talent. So it's kind of it's hard to evaluate. It's kind of a conundrum. Yes, you added 2 expansion teams. You expect the talent to dissipate, but still the talent level is still at a certain level because you're bringing in more talented players. So it's kind of a balance in a way that I look at it.
So it wasn't.
Does that make sense?
So it wasn't subpar to you.
Juju, I throw one to you. We're not even talking about what Seattle was. What we thought Seattle could have been last season. That Seattle team was good. They lost yet. They didn't have
was
Jordan Horston.
They lost Jordan. Erica Wheeler, Skylar, NECA, Gabby Williams. Everybody loves her. They had Ezzy. They had Ezzy Backmore. Jordan. Did they have Dom last year?
Yeah, Rookie Malonga last year.
Oh, Rookie Malonga.
She's nice.
Katie Samuelson, Lexi Brown.
Katie Lou was there.
Zaya Cook.
Zaya okay. Off the bench.
Okay, yeah, but you think that was like?
And then Nika Mule. That Nika Mule situation is so sad.
She never played, so we can't even.
Never played. Yeah, but that was so sad.
Michelle, 85 Fly. I'm sorry, I forgot it. Let me slow down for a second. I thought I said hello to you earlier, and I hope you're still around to catch me saying it. I forgot. I was trying to let them talk, but I'm trying to jump to the chat. Okay, Furious. Michelle said, but Aces don't struggle with the Valks, and they are a defensive team. With us, it's about who shows up, and if it's a back-to-back on the road, we have 4 games on the road this week. I agree with that. I think Aces struggle with that, with the back-to-backs. So we're gonna see what the Aces are about, you guys. They got 4 on the road, so they just got 1 of the 4. And then B Will said Phoenix crapped the bed last year, and they started out bad, but that's why nobody was talking about them except for negatively. Okay, he answered my question. Okay, I'm still listening. I did enough talking. No, you're good, big dog. You're good.
Okay, can I ask a quick question?
That one right there is killing me. This comment right here is killing me, Juju.
First, the Europeans got to win in the Olympics before we start putting them in front of the American players.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Sorry, they got good players, but as a whole. Yeah. It's just not gonna happen, bro. Sorry, we just gonna keep spanking cheeks and taking them goals. Sorry, bro.
We're gonna find out. I'm agreeing with Michelle. You Aces fans, and they're one of my Aces used to be in the beginning. When Becky got there, I was loving them because they were fun to watch. But the Aces struggle with offensive teams and don't let it be back to back. We have 4 games. No, she said something, Michelle. I thought, yeah, basically she's saying they're going to be playing some playoff teams. So we're going to see what they're made of. And then Fury said, that's not what I said. I say you struggle with offensive teams. Look at your losses, for instance, to Dallas and Indiana. Then he said,
they can get into a shootout with you. Yeah, we love to say Aces defense. They got more of a team defensive scheme that works. They not and you got one lockdown defender.
So before you go on, maybe tell us why Indiana and Dallas won the series against the Aces, and those are not matchups that the defending champs want to see, or else they're going home. Ooh, they're saying that if the Aces in the playoffs have to play Dallas or Indiana, why can't they be that?
Oh, hell no. Oh, way.
Why can't the Aces beat Indiana or Dallas?
Exactly.
They could.
But
it's going to come down to them shootout games.
Can I ask a question? Here's a question I want to. I always look at it this way sometimes. Can you tell me on, for example, the Dream, right? Can you tell me who are the plus defenders, the negative defenders, or the neutral defenders? Because I believe that you can't have more than, if you have 3 negative defenders in your starting lineup, that is a problem. So go ahead, tell me.
Go ahead, what do you know?
Right now, this season? This season? Plus defender, I'd say Ryan Howard is a plus defender.
Okay.
Neutral, Allisha Gray.
Okay.
Bree Jones healthy is a plus defender.
Okay.
So there you go, 2 right there. Yeah, Angel Reese is a plus.
Are you talking about?
Hold up. Don't shoot the messenger.
Starting lineup. Yeah, your starting lineup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all of those would be starters in a certain aspect, though, too. Right.
Okay.
When Bree Jones gets back into the groove, she's more than likely starting alongside Angel, Allisha Gray, and Ryan. So that's your starters in Jordan Canada, right? So your plus at the best of Bree Jones, we expect to be a plus defender because she roots people out in the paint. It's not easy to move. You know what I mean? Great defender in the paint. The flip side, well, some people would give Angel a credence. She is a great defender, great on-ball defender because she got
great on-ball defender. And she plays the passing lane.
She does better guarding perimeter-oriented players. People want to give her credit, like sometimes people miss, but if I throw
you got 30 seconds.
If I throw a true post player at it, that's not her strongest suit. She does better on the perimeter, but it's still a plus. Correct. And then Ryan Howard. So you got 3 pluses right there.
Okay, that's so here's mine.
And Allisha Gray is neutral.
Okay, here's mine. Let me say them and then let me say my take on them. My plus defender is Angel Reese, 5-star. Jordan Canada, 4-star. Overall, this is like just the season. Naz Hillman, 4. Neutral is Ryan. I'll tell you why. Brianna Jones. Neutral is Allisha. Here's my reason. So Angel's Atlanta's best defender overall. Elite rebounder, right. excellent. You guys, I think you said this. Excellent help defender, generates steals. She does. Can switch across multiple positions. You see it all the time. And she's one of the team's best players by defensive impact and net rating that you were talking about. Jordan, elite point off attack defender. Excellent screen navigation. I like the way she gets over those. Constant ball pressure, among the league's leaders in steals. So she's among the league leaders in steal. Okay. Naz is physical. This is why people, when I say it, it's like, no, Julie, no, because she brings the physicality. She's versatile. She's strong, positional defender. And then she rarely makes defensive mistakes. Okay. So then I go to Ryan. Now, she has the tools to be an elite defender. I've seen it. I've seen her. She leads the league in steals, which creates extra possession. So why do I have her there? But, however, she can be inconsistent, say, off ball, and occasionally she loses focus. And so I wouldn't rate her consistently. And that's what I'm talking about with, I feel that Ryan does, she could be elite in the league. Like she can be she has like a ceiling of being in an MVP conversation, but she just be losing focus, guys, I think. And then Brianna, she's a good post defender, strong rebounder at times, but she doesn't have the mobility because of the injury to really positively impact. I love the way when she wasn't injured and she was going up against elbows, and then before elbows suplexed her and stuff.
Damn.
Because I seen this clip, and I forgot when elbows suplexed her. It was crazy. I think we might have had Tina Charles in the game too. So, but Allisha might surprise people because she has a reputation she does have a reputation of a two-way player, and she can get really active and get steals. But overall, I think she's been kind of neutral this year defensively.
Mm-hmm.
But because of her offensive production has been pretty outstanding. But I think that defensively, she just got to be more consistent and in order to elevate Atlanta the way that Reese in Canada does. So, but overall, the reputation is always the same as the current defensive performance. Allisha and Ryan, they appear to be two-way players, you guys, but I just feel like I see it. Like I remember one time Allisha Gray said on the camera, I don't block. And then somebody had a compilation of her blocks. And when she plays like that, I'm like, girl, yes. You know what I mean? Can you guys remember when Allisha be making those blocks? Or she be doing some things defensively? That's how she needs to be. Like, that's why I kind of neutral with her.
She doesn't play that way all the time.
Doesn't play like that all the time. Thank you. Let me give a shout out to my boy. I actually put a link down for you, B. Will. Thank you.
I think B. Will said he was just passing through.
For the $5 shot, let's read what he says. Playoffs and regular season are very different. Only one team has beaten the Aces in the playoff series. Who was the one team that beat them in the playoff series in the last 4 years in a playoff series? Why don't I know? Who was it? New York? Was it New York? Bodie? Was it New York? Beat them in the playoff.
I think we had to beat the Aces to get to the link.
It was the Liberty. Okay, Donnie. Hi, Donnie. Hit that like
right.
button. Welcome, Donnie. I'm not familiar with Donnie. It got to be New York that he's talking about.
Yeah, that was who we beat to get to see the Lynx.
They're the only one that's beaten the Aces in a series. Is what he's saying. That's what knocked them off. I think.
And if the Aces are the standard, then gosh dang it, then the Liberty is the team you need to see.
Okay, so I was right. It is.
But the general point that I was trying to make,
Aces must be standard.
Yeah,
the general point I was trying.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say the general point I was trying to make is that what makes the Aces special is that I see that team as all plus defenders. Their starters are all plus defenders. Plus they're two-way players as well. So they not only can play defense and give you offense, but they give it to you at both ends. So
okay, what do you
that's what I was looking at.
Do you think the Aces are all plus defenders? Chat, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree?
I think so. I could be wrong, but
no. I'm saying you. I'm just asking others. I'm just asking. No,
they all serviceable. And then your elite.
I don't think they're all plus because Jackie Jackie and Asia definitely. They're known for that.
Allisha Smith.
Chelsea.
Smith too.
Hold on. No, I ain't gonna put her in there. Chelsea's neutral. Stephanie Talbot definitely neutral. Jewel Lloyd neutral. A slight minus is Nalissa because she rebounds. She got lateral quickness, but teams often attack her in space. And one of the attackers has been well known is Angel. And there's others that attack Nalissa down in there. Think about picture what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I've seen her get a little bit like, oh, what did I do? What's going on? And it's like, maybe it got better this year, but I would say Gray. You think Gray is declining? Oh,
I mean, it's
Gray
Gray's
is one of
the
declining.
Gray
lower
is
Wow.
total, right?
She
Gray
is
is the strongest. She's the strongest guard.
she's a
That's why
pit bull, man.
that's why somebody said, why is she down there guarding? Who was it that you guys said she was guarding a center? I said, because she can. Because she can. She puts all her weight in it. She contains it until help comes. I'll say that. Well, let me read out. Let me read some chat real quick, guys. Milky Way. I remember it coming down to the wire with teams making the playoffs, and I think you guys know what I'm trying to get at.
I don't actually. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Okay, Ryan isn't good 1v1 in D. Ooh, I isn't 4 of our starters top 20 in steals. I believe Ryan is top 3. I think she is, and Jordan, but I haven't looked up. No, that's a great question, Milky Way. I know Angel gets a lot of deflections. Lish has been blocking ever since she had a chase down block last game. Yeah, I've noticed that. Liberty, that was the answer to my question. Furious Aces have 8-4 winning record over the Fever, by the way, just so you know. Beat them in the final. Donnie, hey Donnie, hit that subscribe button for me, Donnie, please. Can't talk.
Can I switch the topic 1 quick minute before I go out? I just want to make a comment about something.
Okay.
I'm just going to switch it up for 1 quick minute. I wanted to talk about the whole Caitlin Clark situation.
Go ahead.
Nobody's saying that Caitlin Clark is not a great player. I think she's a great player. I think she's going to be a superstar. The problem is her fan base. And the major problem with Caitlin Clark and the fan base is it's not the issue that these people are saying what they're saying about her and using her as basically a mouthpiece to spew their hatred and their racist ideology. But the major problem that nobody talks about is Caitlin Clark not coming out and speaking about it. I think that her being silent, I think, is the major problem with the league.
You think it makes her
She
complicit?
never comes out and says anything about it. Not saying that she agrees with it. I'm not saying I don't believe she agrees with it. I don't think she's down with it at all. But the problem for her not to say anything about it or call it out, that's the problem. That's
She
a
said
major
one
problem.
time. She said one time that I found it was kind of looked over when they asked her on the podium. They said, "Yeah, anyone using my name for any ulterior motives or reasons, I don't support it. I
think it was that she
it's
didn't
wrong."
call it out specifically, Wody. She did say what you're saying, but it's too vague. Say it specific, because that leaves room for interpretation.
Her coach had to come out and say something about her coach said more than she's ever said.
Yeah.
How's your coach say more than what you ever said?
Yeah.
About the stuff going on. Yeah. But that's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I think she's got to speak out more about it. And I don't think, because if you go back and read her Time magazine article, she actually agrees with the privilege that she's been given. Her Time magazine article says, she said, yeah, I've been given white privilege. I understand it. And I respect the players in the past, the players that have paid the way, like the Cheryl Swoops and all that. She literally said that. Nobody talks about that in the article. Actually, Fox came out and spoke about it, but they spoke about it, oh, she's just pandering. Yeah. When she said all that stuff she said in the Time magazine article, Fox News came out and said she's pandering. So my point is that she's got to speak out more against it, because her silence, not saying that she agrees with it, but her silence kind of equals complicity with it to a certain degree. That's all I got.
Well, thank you very much, Infamous.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on your panel, and I hope you have a beautiful day.
I appreciate you. Come back anytime.
I definitely will. Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. Keisha Posey. I didn't know that name. I know you, right, Keisha? I've heard that name. We probably go way back. Right, Brody? I know Keisha Posey, right?
I
know that
say
name.
You might.
I don't know where I know it from. But okay, Keisha said, it's so sad. It's so funny that we're going to pivot to this. I peeped this too, Keisha. This is why I put it up here. Hit the like button for me, please. It's so sad how Cheryl Miller took Barbie Night to talk about Sue Bird doll, but that was so disappointing, and still didn't mention Angel's doll. But after all, the ESPN has something against. Angel. Okay, they sprung that on her. They threw it in her face. They threw her a lob. She couldn't ignore the super. I thought it was piss poor. Oh, but we didn't have a, like, it was cute to say we didn't have, but we have this doll. The point was, and it was controversial when Angel had a non-Mattel doll. She was trying to manifest her own Mattel Barbie. They had to hurry up and get a white doll in WNBA player first, and they chose Sue, who Sue hasn't even been on the scene for years. What made them choose Sue? I have no idea.
Because she's the least problematic. She's the least problematic.
And I was like, where the fuck did you get Sue? You pull Sue. There's Stewie. You want a white person. There's Sabrina. Like, there was a lot of other dolls you could have chose. But you said Sue Bird. She's retired. She's gone. So you went on and you did that. Then they were like, okay, now it can make room to do that. And what she's referring to is last night at the end of the post game. And so it came out and she was like, joking. And then she put a plug in for her own doll because they're like, damn, we need a Cheryl Miller doll. Like, what the hell, Okay, that'd so cool. But they're kiki laughing. It's not cool, but they're kiki laughing. But you talked a little bit about the Barbie Night and the Angel, but you highlighted the Sue Bird doll. But nobody in the studio you found that goddamn Sue Bird doll, but you couldn't find an Angel doll to show the audience what it looked like. And here we are. This is Barbie Night, and you chose that. Was like something that happened to me in real life where my friend was pregnant. It was her baby shower, and we're all celebrating her. And at some point during the shower, somebody else decided to share that they were pregnant. Why the fuck would you do that? This is not about you right now. You get it? So somebody made a point. ESPN hates Barbie, and that's what Ryan Clark was standing up for when he got laid off or fired or whatever, laid off, because he was standing up for Angel Reese in the background, things that we can't see. He would always like go to bat for her. So apparently, I hear a lot of stuff about ESPN all the time. I hear a lot of different things, We may have to address it one day, sooner or later, for someone who really, really knows more about the bias of ESPN. But that was just weird, Keisha. And I thank you for bringing that to our attention. I appreciate that, because that was crazy. Her coach is a moron. I guess they're talking about Stephanie White. Ace is going to regret letting Kennedy walk. That's a curious take on today. We're actually waiting to see it. I know I am. I'm waiting to see how that plays out. So her coach thinks men should play. Are you talking about women in sport? You're talking about transgender. That's a whole nother topic and conversation I don't want to go into at the moment.
Honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of black people don't touch that topic.
I'll say this. The percentage of transgenders in the world is so low, let alone playing sports. Girls
the ones that play sports.
At all, just in general, it's 1%. It's 1%, 1 out of 99. And so even in sports, there's even less than that are wanting to play. Let me finish. It's not a big deal, because we play boys all the time. We're ahead of you in growing in the beginning, and then when you start hitting puberty, that's when you start getting a little stronger, and so on and so forth. But we play against boys and men all the time. Why are we allowed to, in the 70s, in my era, join the baseball team, which ultimately led to our own league, and which ultimately led to Title IX? It was just really Billie Jean King and, Ann Myers trying out for the Indiana Pacers, and Lucia Harris. They asked about her from the 76 Olympics. I think that was one woman that probably could have played in the pros, by the way. The only woman that I think that could have. And I feel that you're saying all that. And Reggie Miller, Cheryl Miller incident, she was beaten. My roommate was Cheryl's friend. She used to play in the backyard with Reggie. They were all beating him. So it's like depending on the sport, I think you have to look at eligibility rules, just like you look at weight classes, and different things. Men. And then what Sophie said was, I don't think girls should play men. Girls, men, girls. Did you hear what you said? Girls. First of all, if they're playing in an equal league, it's a woman playing biological men, what they identify with, you know, and then you're also going to have to understand that if there's a rules have to be defined. It's just you can't just blanket it, because it's like, what if this man, biological born male, was taking hormone treatment since the age of 8? He doesn't have the same testosterone later on down the line, but his bone skeletal structures are still heavy, it's still the same. Let me say this: being a male does not guarantee you always of dominating a woman, i.e. Renee Richards, the tennis player. The tennis player, Renee Richards, got out there and played Chrissy Everett and possibly might have played Martina Navratilova. He didn't win. She, Renee, formerly biological male, did not beat women 99% of the time. People are picturing somebody like, let's say Dwight Howard coming in and I just want to identify with a male and I'm going to go join. No, there's going to be rules to this. You can't, it's not going to be just boys playing, that want to identify and say that and take these scholarships away, take these gold medals away or these championships away. And just like there's a lot of women in my second sport and men that are taking steroids, it's not guaranteed that they're taking them and they're not winning all the time. It takes skills, it takes talent, it takes the ability to perform, and on and on and on. That isn't guaranteed. Now, if you believe in your mind, this is where the argument comes from me, that you believe because you're a male that you can automatically win against a woman. Yes, most of the time it's a disadvantage because men obviously are stronger, faster muscles, different things like that. Your majority of the time you're going to win. But what if you're in a sport like table tennis, or you're in a sport like synchronized swimming? I mean, that sport is a broad. Now, my thing is, I feel like eventually start your own league if you have enough to do it. If you have enough, just like we eventually got our own leagues going, But I think you're hyper focused on this topic so much that it's not even an issue. 27 states have already banned it. Chill. Let the states decide. It's not that big of an issue, like to put somebody down for saying. Don Staley said, well, she didn't have a problem with it. If that's what they want to try to do. And it ain't going to be that. It ain't going to be a whole league full of men playing. So calm down. So let me read this.
There's not that many trans athletes.
No,
true
it's
to
not.
that. But I would say this to this topic, right? From the little bit that I observe in the people who want to champion it, right? Especially they already have a certain belief system and lifestyle that they may live while they champion it. From what it seems that the science says, or what people believe is fair, after you've doing about 3 years, 2 to 3 years of hormone treatment, right? You say that you want to transition, so on and so forth. It kind of levels out or equals out that male's, testosterone in the system, right? So if you were saying, going with that thinking, all right, somebody who's been on hormone replacement or hormone treatment therapy for about 3 years would be then qualified to compete in women's sports.
See, that's what I'm saying. You probably have to have a rule. Like, we need to know the
right. But
rules.
even that rule, even of itself, if like, okay, there's an arbitrary number. All right, if you've been taking hormone treatment for 3 years, you're eligible. Let's say that person who believes that they were born in the wrong body, but they do participate in sports. And then when they got 18, because certain states won't allow you to transition when you're a minor, they got 18 and did 3 years of hormone replacement, right? But 18 years of playing sports. Now they're 21 and they're eligible, right? And probably still have a year or two of college eligibility. That person, regardless of what they did, say that young man probably was born to tall parents or whatever, or athletic parents. This is and I got to use the extreme, but I just so it can all correlate for painting pictures in people's mind. 3 years, what most people would say, 3 years of hormone replacement treatment is a good enough standard where you can potentially compete with to people who believe it in women's sports.
Right.
An 18-year-old male who was an athlete most of his life transitions to female, 3 years of hormone replacement, is now 21, right? Mm-hmm. This male at 18 reached the height of, say, 6'10". 6'10", right? 3 years of hormone replacement, but he still wants to play basketball, right? What he was already, the skills that he already garnered, what he was able to do, how much is he diminished? I don't know. You may have lost some of the muscularity, right? You may have lost some of the muscularity. The skills is still there to, like, though the muscle memory of what you did to execute certain said moves is still there. You might have lost some of the muscularity and some of the strength, but imagine that now 21-year-old 6'10" male saying he wants to come to the league and play.
When did he
could he dominate? I don't know. But does it seem like there might be an advantage?
Okay. Slow down. That's what I just said. When did he decide to transition? And like you said, you're talking about, you keep saying 6'10" mil when we got a big ass Brittany Griner, Jonquel Jones, and a 7'2" China woman getting ready to come over here. There's times where they run into Brittany and get knocked.
Right.
And JJ and different things. Like, there are big women and strong women in this league that we still get injured by. Now, if you're talking about somebody who decides at 16 years old who's already had puberty and all kind of different stuff going, so that's why all I'm saying about it all is, don't worry, there will be exceptions and there will be eligibility rules for safety reasons. Okay, just like a boxer, it's not a heavyweight is not going to fight another. They're going to take. You have to take all that into consideration. They will watch and that. Well, shit, they probably got that from a woman to woman, male to male. It's like, you're not going to put somebody in a ring that has that not of the same weight class and different things like that.
Yeah,
Certain
different governing bodies would limit.
Certain different governing bodies are going to make those decisions the same way we have in track and field, where there are some androgynous women or homogenous, I can't remember what it's called, where their testosterone is of a higher level. Some women have to get tested, and if they're above the born this way, and they're above that, you can't compete against us because you really have more male testosterone and you do female, even though you're born. I guess maybe you don't have two parts, but let's say you identify or was born as a woman, but something biologically went wrong, and you have this high testosterone level. So we're gonna take all that you got to take that in consideration. It will be taken into consideration. It has to be for safety reasons, is what I'm saying.
You just reminded me, Juju, when you said like the crossover, there was, and I don't know if the name is going to resonate with you, but there was one athlete that people were having questions about. Yeah. The name was crazy.
It's track. Is it track?
Yes. Yeah. Caster Semenya. You remember that name?
Yeah.
Caster. Then even the last name sounded crazy. People was like, the jokes was going crazy because her name was Caster Semenya, which looked like semen in you. Like people was like, nah, bro. But then after like the test was like found out, okay, this was an androgynous female, like the intersex female, but the testosterone production was so high, and she was. Mustache was coming and everything, just dominating the field because she had higher testosterone.
Yeah, and just because you get the mustache and everything, hormones take place with a lot of women in menopause, but also Cody McMahon with the PCOS, you have to look it up. I don't have time to explain it. It produces, the facial hair. And then sometimes when you take steroids, it does the same thing. So all of those things, like, what are we going to say? Oh, no, you can't play because you got PCOS and you're producing facial hair. Like, I think you described it beautifully. If they were listening and you helped even expand what I was trying to say. Didn't really want to get into it to this deep, but it's a lot of fear mongering when people talk about stuff, and it was fear mongering. Let me tell you. In the early days before my mom, there was a black women basketball team in the 1920s. Believe it or not, really good at it too, but. Everything that under the sun is not new. And before women could even play, basketball. This is why we played half court. This is why we played one half of the team here, one half of the team there, and then they wore dresses, and it's our hip structure, which has been true about the injuries, but too much physical exertion will cause this in girls. Like, it's been a breakthrough from, it's been a breakthrough just to get us on the court of any sport to play because of the ignorance of the time that was saying that we would get injured. We weren't built for this, this and that. All the fear, it's just a bunch of fear mongering to the point where, like, finally now you see us. So Bill, they had a transgender female for years. Well, let's transplant. Listen,
I know the name, so I can't think of her name right now. She played for the Sparks.
Listen. LaDasia played for my coach, Coach Gottlieb.
Oh yeah, Lasia Clarendon. Yeah.
For Cal Berkeley, made it to the Final Four. We're talking about two different things here, because she wasn't a male that changed to a female.
Yeah, female transitioning to male.
So there's different things: transsexuals, transgenders, right? Trans man. I don't know. I mean, that's short for something. But we're talking about biological men making the transition. And when did they make it, and all the details that there will be a committee to decide. And we're talking about it because it's very far and few. But then you complain and you worry about it, but you allow in certain states some girls to play on a football team, all boys. Why are you not worried about a female or woman, biological female, joining the male team? But you're worried about it the other way around.
The likelihood for a woman to get injured going into male sports is higher. It's higher risk for her, but they allow women to go take that risk, right? But then it's like, and I approach the subject with all tact and concern as I possibly can, right? Now on the flip side, if I allow, say, a football player from the boys football team to go play girls basketball, right? Because sometimes, like, basketball players play two sports, so they're not good at it.
But hold up. We play co-ed basketball all the time. Kids play it all the time. Juju was on the same team as Master P out here in LA. I've named several people. We have co-ed basketball. What do you mean?
That is a fact. It is a fact. It's something that we do.
So why are you worried about one little transgender person, probably one, being on your team or playing in the game?
To tell the truth, honestly, Juju, it's the only thing that it's not necessarily. I don't even think it's an injury concern issue. It's just, it's been shown the few instances that we have documented, the Fallon Fox UFC thing, right? The Leah Thomas, the and I'm talking about male transition female, right? The two high school track stars. Mm-hmm. I don't know their name, but there was two of them, like 16-year-olds. Can't think of any others off the top of the head, but for the most part, because of the output, the physical output that these males can put out at a slightly elevated level compared to their female counterparts, they more so come in and they take over the sport. It's not, again, everybody's outlook, what they think the possibility of outcome may be, the injury, cool. All I know though is, yes, would it deteriorate the integrity of the sport? Would some people think otherwise of it? They be like, oh, it's just a dude out there beating on women.
But Wody, if you can't take steroids, which is an injection of testosterone, why my argument stays like this: if you don't allow testosterone, steroids, why would I allow a man if he has? That's what makes the advantage. Yeah,
right.
Okay, so let me say something.
I get your line of thinking on that.
So let me say. Somebody said it's common sense, Donnie. Even God is against it. We're talking about transgenders playing sports. So I want to say this. I respect that people bring you bring your faith into this discussion. At the same time, it's important for you to separate what Scripture explicitly says from how we apply biblical principles today. So the Bible doesn't specifically address transgender athletes competing in women's sports. So to say that God is against transgender athletes in women's sports is an interpretation and not a direct biblical statement, right? So we're going to discuss sports policy. I think it's more productive to focus on fairness. Is it fair? This is what Wody and I are trying to say. Is it fair?
The fairness of it all.
Is it, the competitive balance, safety? This is my concern. And the evidence, rather than claiming that the Bible gives a direct answer to modern issues. No, it doesn't. So my thing is, those things are what's important, guys. Safety, competitiveness, balance, which I tried to explain to you about competitive balance, and Woody did a good job. And fairness. It's not fair. It's what the bottom line. Just
the
leave it at
issue
that.
Is not fair.
Leave it at that, and not get into. I don't want a man in my locker room.
I get it. I get it. I get the other aspect, because some people, it goes in the line of that safety issue that you're talking about too, Juju, because some women are fearful of what men could do if they're not.
Oh, I remember.
What's the word I'm looking for? If they don't know how to monitor themselves.
Okay, go ahead. I like that Top Gun explained, because I forgot about that part. Allisha Clarendon, technically, this is what happened. She did the transition. So she finished her transition, and according to LGBT ideology, she is a he now. So, but again, that would also. But did she dominate anything? Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. 5'8" and dominate shit.
Shit.
And then by the time it was done, she was in her 30s.
So what is you worried about, bro? Like
she ain't dominating. Man, Nathaniel.
She got her wish. She got her opportunity to compete. But the crazy thing is, there was no where she messed up. Maybe you can help me understand this. If she, by definition of hormones and testosterone, became a he, on what level? Biologically? No, because she was always a female, according to y'all theory. So she got to stay in the league, if you're according to your theory. If you don't want males to take the treatment, the transition treatment, to become a female, because they were born this way, then she gets to play, because she was, according to your definition, she gets to play because she was born a female. But if she had transferred over and she had this incredible amount of strength that made it competitive, imbalanced, and not fair, then we'd have a problem. That makes sense.
And I'm sorry, I want to see it. I want to see it.
See what?
I'm sorry to say. Now, going to with you where you said the safety, I think it's a bigger safety concern. The sports that have a lot more contact, like have that Fallon Fox thing, the UFC, where it was a combat sport, fight sports. I think that's crazy, right? Have a man and a woman going in the ring and boxing and doing mixed martial. I think that's because that's the ultimate contact sport. Fallon Fox cracked that girl's skull, you know what I mean, in the ring, off of like a slight elbow, like, you know what I mean. So that is the ultimate safety concern when it goes down.
That's my concern.
It starts becoming less.
That's my concern.
It becomes less of a safety concern than when we talking about tennis, table tennis, golf, those non-contact type of things. It's even can be an issue in soccer because they the slide tackling and stuff, and there is contact in hockey, soccer, some in basketball, but you're not supposed to be beating.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, guys. When it comes, it's so for different sports that have different rules, it's not going to be
level
something
of contact
that blanketed. So I love this question. Milky said, "Okay, so if she transfers, should she compete in the? Now should she just go over there and compete with the men? I don't think she would be able to because of her skill level, and I don't think her skill level changed because she took these treatments. It didn't seem to affect her and make her like Hulk or anything. So, but mixed tennis. We play against men all the time. We have a co-ed 4x400 that I love the way they switched it this year, because what happened was, you can make in the 4x4 we can make whatever order we want. So sometimes it would happen is that a woman would have the lead because a man ran against a woman on the other team, and then the man ran her down, and then it was like predictable.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it was too predictable.
Stagger it.
Yeah, so there was no. And you had to fool around with it to figure it out. So now it's like men will run against men and women will run against women. So that they're trying different things, and that's what will happen. You just try different things, and then you found that MMA was too dangerous. Get your ass out of there. Like common sense.
They allowed it though, and you'll find these videos all on the internet. But they allowed it.
You may allow it. Testing the theory, you found the theory wasn't working. Now you make a policy and stick to it. So imagine the optics of a trans player gives another player a career-ending injury. Well, imagine career-ending injuries happen all the time.
That is
true. But I guess because you're saying that, so we have who did it? Yeah, that's what you're making a big, thing about. But what happens to the career-ending injury when a girl tries to go and compete in a male sport? It's the same thing. You gave it a shot. You tried it. She signed a waiver to do it. You got injured. You had a career-ending injury. That was your choice. Now you're saying like, well, let's cut it before. Some people aren't. Listen. I don't expect everybody to agree at all about what I'm saying. I don't really care about it because it hasn't even risen to the occasion where it's actually an issue. And I think that the governing bodies are going to decide and what's fair, because of safety. I already just told you the reason why. So don't shoot it down without first exploring it, because it's really not that big a deal. We play against men all the time. I play boys and men all my life.
And
my first thing, real quick, because you got to let me rest a minute so I can get off this thing. But what I was going to say, start your own league. Just like Special Olympics started their own league. Women, we started our own league. Transgender, start your own league. Okay, go ahead.
All right. It's multi-layered, this thought that I have here. And it's concerning this topic, right? The most importantly, like you said earlier, you did say this yourself, leave it up, or the state, it will come down to the states, right? So, and I don't want to lose anybody in the chat, but just to backtrack to where I started, I said, for my little perusing of YouTube and through the years hearing this topic being brought up and what certain sides of the aisle believe is sufficient to say that somebody is fully transitioned or their testosterone levels are muted so much that they would be competing on a similar level to a woman, the reference I've been seeing is about 2 to 3 years of hormone replacement or hormone treatment, right? Now, for one side of the aisle, they would assume like, hey, let them transition at any age that they want to, but if not, right, because it comes down to the states, let's say like, hey, on a national level, we say, hey, 3 years you can compete in women's sports if you've been taking hormone replacement. But in Texas, say, hey, but you can't do that until you hit 18. Cool, right? So that then where it would go to Texas said, we're not allowing you as a trans person to compete in this state, in the state of Texas. You know what I mean? A woman, biologically born man, competing in women's sports. What that does then, anybody who they would allow to play women collegiate sports, who is a transition person. Again, this is speculative, not real, but just I'm using my thoughts to how this can play out. If it ever was a reality, they wouldn't be allowed to play in certain states. So then therefore that it would limit how much their collegiate career would be able to go, right? Now, would they be able to have that same type of power over certain governing professional bodies, like certain sports teams and professional teams in certain states? Who knows? But let's see. But then where I go back to that, say 3 years, about 2 to 3 years of hormone replacement therapy. If that say same person, it only applies to the high school level and to the collegiate level, but at the pros, it doesn't matter. Well, hell, that person who loves basketball, 18 years old, and now can take hormone replacement after 3 years on it, they're 21. They're been training as they normally would themselves up until that point where they can get hormone replacement. They can go now, maybe get a year or two overseas, get their name out there, or even go and do, they do occasionally they do trials for teams, right?
Land it, Wody. Land it.
Yeah. Boom. So now you have this person coming into the league, however big they may be, however much skill they may be. The unfairness aspect where it comes in is now it may be an unfair competitive advantage for that person coming into the league playing women because they already have the
so my thoughts upon that is if there is an unfairness, boom, then there will be a policy that that particular way that you just described can't play. Period. Doesn't mean that all of them can't join. So then just make a policy. Let's move on.
But that's why I said though, Drew, like certain sides of the aisle, they've made it explicitly known that they feel that you should be able to transition at any age, right? But if they can't get that certain side of the aisle, they can't get that. Like just to keep it real, the red side of the aisle, they'd be like, hey, none, period. The left side will say, hey, any age you want to, and your parents can't hold you up. Okay, well, here's the compromise. 18.
So what? You're gonna have both sides of the aisle, and then you're gonna have to produce your evidence and your to the board to the table, and then it will be discussed. Just because someone wants something, people can want a lot of things. You can't shoot people down for wanting something. Just because they want it, people have the freedom to want something to change. Doesn't mean that you got to shoot it down. Let them present it. Doesn't mean it has to pass.
True.
It doesn't mean it doesn't have to pass. Let them say what they present, give their argument. We'll give the argument of why that's not safety driven, it's not competitive balance, and it's not fair. And then the ruling of the law, any bill that goes into law has to have all of that. And here's the theory as to why, and it will be judged. And if it's not fair, it's not a competitive balance, and it's not, then boom, just like if you ask the question, I would say what I would say. Let's move on. Can we talk about basketball right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Let them present it, but we're going to present what we feel is the reason why that's not a great idea, which it sounds like you made an argument to me that I can see now that doesn't sound very wise. So I'm not voting for that. So let's move from that. But that was good. Yeah. That was good because you just gave me, you had a knowledge and you laid it out perfectly. And you just really laid it out to me, you didn't even say your thoughts, but you laid it out from what I'm hearing. It doesn't fit my criteria. So let me go to Badger. Reese gets blown out for 3 Barbie nights in a row, but might want to shelf that promenade. Can I say something to you, Badger? Can I say something to you, Badger? Cece rolled out her shoes how many times? 2 to 3 times and lost. So I think we need to shelf her shoe idea. You see how that doesn't make sense? Don't have double standards. Don't be a hypocrite. You're being funny. Shelf the idea of Barbie Night because let's say she lost twice in Chicago, I guess you're saying, and 1 here. Okay, well, let's shelf Miss Clark's since her goddamn shoe came out, blueberry shoes and the big golden yellow and all that. She fucking lost. So shelf that shit too. Trying to be funny.
Hey, the All-Star ones kind of look nice though. They did win in that one. The All-Star color did look nice.
Well,
I don't know if you like it.
Shelf her eye. Part of what I like is probably what he likes. If he doesn't really care for Reese, he's not gonna support her. So if I don't really care for her, like where I want to wear her product and identify with her, I'm not buying it, whether I like it or not. I think the best female shoe, I love my Juju Watkins shoes, but let's say WNBA shoes are Sabrina Ionescu's.
And I think they
I haven't worn them. I don't know. I like the way they look. What's
The
up,
best
Uncle?
looking shoe to me is
Why are
that
you
Ja
laughing?
Morant.
Why are you laughing? I'm talking about
That,
women's shoes.
I know, but like really, who got it on Smash? That
That's
them
because
Tiger
that's
Stripe
so
Ja
that's
Morant shoe.
that the tiger stripe. That's so New York. There's something about that shoe that I can see you would like about that. It's something.
I
It's
do.
so loud,
Everybody
and
like them.
I'm not allowed. That's you can't ask me because it's like I'm not into loud shoes.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm more like as a baller. If my most important thing, if you're asking me what shoe fits better for me and my foot and how I perform, I'm gonna give you the answer based on that. Even over my if I put on Juju shoes and I actually was still playing and they weren't given what they should be given for me on the court, I would tell you that's not for basketball. I'm just gonna wear these casually. As much I'll still buy them and I'm gonna still support her, but I'm like, nah, that ain't no good basketball shop. I'll be honest.
That's kind of what we want the shoes though for how they look. Like you notice the
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the Gary Paytons, they re-released the Gary Paytons this year, right? A lot of the old school hoops fans going trying to cop them GPs. I probably would buy them just on the. I never had a pair. I never had a pair of those when I was a kid.
I got friends that want them to go back to that back when Cheryl came out with her, they loved Cheryl's hoop shoes. I did not like them. They were flat. They didn't have a sole. I did not like them like that. I didn't, I would support her, but I didn't jump on those shoes. But it's just me. That's just me.
I know you see that comment. Damn. Damn.
How old am I? Of course I played with high tops. My favorite
I think he talking Converse high tops. He talking about 70s. That's what it sounded like to me.
No,
you play in the Kareem.
Okay. Let me answer. What I played in was somebody gave me a pair of Dr. J, and they were leather. Okay, so those felt good. Then I played in my favorite that fit my foot the best was top 10 and high and top 5, high 5. We call them high 5s. High 5s, they were blue. And then I had the same shoe that Cheryl played in high school in 82. When you look at her picture of her playing, I wore the mesh. She wore the mesh. I wasn't really into heavy shoes. Okay. So, and then in my photo, when you see me in the beginning of the show, those were we were sponsored by Converse. My second year, we got rid of them because they tore our ankles up. Those were the Magic Bird shoes. We got rid of those.
I was about to ask you, the weapons, the Converse weapons.
We got out of those because they didn't support our ankles, and so then our whole college went to Nike. So I was blessed. I went to Nike. We went to Nike from there. I blew my ankles out by 24. It's just crazy. Top Gun. I had a whole show. I didn't name the show this, but I talked about it all the time. I was like, how do these kids? Well, I have the Grinches and reverse Grinches, things like that, but they're wearing them wrong. If they read the box in the cupboard and everything, it tells you that the shoe is supposed to fit tight and grab you. So, but it's very hard to get on. That's why they give you the shoehorn. So they don't want to because in the middle of the game, if their shoe came off, they would literally have to go out of the game to get them on. So they buy them bigger. And so what happens when you're playing, they expand. That's why you see the shoe flop off. So if the shoe is flopping off, it's not providing the support, but it's not the shoe's fault. It's how they're buying them a size up, and you're not supposed to. But my theory, my problem is I don't think they should be wearing low. I'll give maybe mid. I'll give you 3/4 in high tops. But for whatever reason, you're wearing these low tops and wondering why your Achilles, and this is the men too, and you're blowing your Achilles and you're blowing your knees and your ankles. It's because you're wearing the wrong shoes. And yes, what, Mike, I did play with white Converse. I had my shoes laced so tight I didn't want and then later, like I played since I was a little girl, but my first official, when we say official, that means when a referee, when you have officials. So that was at age 10. Then when I got to high school, 78 to 82, ninth grade to 12th grade. Definitely high top, and definitely by my senior year and beyond, until I strengthened my ankles more. We had those shoe you wear it for ankle protection, especially if you don't have somebody taping them up. So we had these shoe things. We had ankle things to protect us. So we had to do, we did that. So ankles were always an issue. Hey, P. Jones, always an issue. I get it bothered me when I started seriously watching the game again. I couldn't get over them wearing these low tops. I just couldn't. It made me cringe. I'm 5'8" and played above the rim. Me too. So landing on the feet, so not good. That's so funny. 5'8". I'm 5'8". I could touch rim. I'll say that. So my game was like always leaping, always in the air. And if I didn't come down right, it'd be like, ugh. Or if I came down and like my vertical or my jumper was so high that people would like get in my landing space constantly. Sometimes they caught it and sometimes they didn't. And that was horrible. Playing in low tops is like wearing bowling shoes to go play.
Damn.
But every time we have this discussion in the chat, Wody, it's older folk like me that talk about that. We talk about big nation, like we talk about it. It's always like I feel like telling on my age or old heads because but I'm starting to hear the conversation come up a lot more now, Wody, that they realize it's like that's not a great idea to be doing that. And so
playing in the low tops?
Yeah. They're starting to kind of I think Angel went to mid. I need to look at her shoes. I think some of the shoes are starting to be a little bit higher.
It's a style thing, but once Kobe Bryant, the greatest of all time, was playing in low top sneakers, it kind of made people like, well, damn, if Cole can play in low tops,
But you know what's so crazy? Maybe because the men weren't as strong and athletic and moving at the same speed and same angles. But when I look at Will Chamberlain and Kareem and all them with the Converse on and all the other players, Bob, they're wearing these Converse, Bill Russell and all them. I'm thinking, and I know I can't. If I wear Converse right now, which I tried because I just like the fashion of it, I can't. My arch is killing me. You ever notice your arch is killing you after you wear those? Oh, no, these are the Clark shoes.
Yeah, the color is cool. The color is cool.
It reminds me.
I gotta zoom it.
It reminds me of sherbet ice cream.
Sherbet, yeah, it does look like sherbet though.
Wait, I'm trying to highlight you.
Yeah, that's not bad. All right, like the gradient is cool. The gradient is cool. It's not the best thing ever, but that sunset gradient, sherbet look, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah. I ain't mad at it.
How is it selling? Is it selling out?
It ain't out yet. It ain't out yet. That don't come out. That don't come out till next year, February time. I think it's the Valentine's one.
That's right. You're right. Kaden
Her
Clark
shoes
shoes
ain't
look
even
like
here
a fake pair of. I was gonna say foam posits too because of the bottom right here. It's not. You see this? The foam. I've worn them. I've felt that where they don't have that sole. It's not. It's like you feel your foot on the ground. Like I thought I would like that because I like anything that feels almost naturally like my feet are light in it. I wonder how light they are.
But let me change this picture for they think I'm up here glazing CC like behind these shoes.
Yeah. Don't be glazing around my chest. Now, welcome everybody to Everybody Loves Usually 1-2 Talk. So if this is your first time here, hit the like button. I've enjoyed my conversation for the last 3 hours. Wody, don't be a stranger. Time, come back soon. Nike Air Force Mitts. Air Force Mitts. Is that with the Velcro on it? Time. But yeah, this was a great discussion, and thank you for helping me out with real legitimate facts, because I like to spit facts, and you're really good at that. So I like you, come back soon, especially come back during the college season, because this is all going to be USC, Juju Watkins, and the crew, and how far we can take this. Because you already know I'm already on that. But we're gonna talk some more, and we need to figure this out, like who's gonna be in the finals, who's gonna be in the playoff type of conversation. But right now I'm hungry. I gotta get going. Thank you for all of you guys who subscribed today. Thank you for the super chat. That was cold. Got me some dollar bills, y'all. Appreciate that. It's helping me in the algorithm, and it's helping me with my goal. Where's my banner at? Why did my banner? I just changed my banner. There it is. My new goal. I hit 800. My new goal, Rody, is 900. So tell a friend to tell a friend. I appreciate different people coming in and visiting me, telling me that they're proud of what I'm doing. I'm trying to be a lot more consistent. I love having these shoe conversations, but I'm just a little hungry right now.
That's them Gary Paytons I was talking about. They out now.
That's the Gary Payton. Okay.
That's the ones I was talking about right here. These Gary Paytons.
Yeah.
They selling now. They was sitting, but now they selling. That was like, you remember, when we was Seattle, they was hot.
That's good. That's good for Gary. Shout out Reese versus Aces. Reese kind of dominates the Aces. I think Angel needs to stand up better to Angel. I don't think she can. Ooh, go ahead. I compliment it. My three niece came to me already talking about the Caden sneakers. Well, because they're really appealing for the girls. I can see girls wanting to wear that. The Sherbert Caitlin Clark with the CC, like the Coco Chanel type of thing. I think I could see a lot of girls wanting to wear that. Because she nailed it on the color scheme. I'll give her that. B. Will said he likes
colors sometimes save a shoe. Colors do be saving certain shoes.
Oh, definitely. And then she had a little heart hanging down. A lot of girls gonna buy that shoe. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not saying that guys can't or anything. I'm just saying I can see girls, because girls wear a little bit more brighter colors than some colors do.
Like, I like it, but I can't see me putting it on my feet. But I do like it though. I can't see me putting it on my feet.
Jordan 3s, 4s, and retro 9s. Yeah, those are the main ones. Those Jordan 3s, 4s, and 9s are, that's the OGs for sure. For sure.
Are you talking about the ones I got on the screen?
What am I? Hold on, let me see something. I do have Angel Reese. Hold on. I don't know where my black Jordans went. With the little holes on the side, but I do have diamond. I don't have any Ace shoes. I have diamond dust, white diamond dust, and then I have green Grinches and reverse Grinches and Juju. All the Juju shoes, her USC color shoes, the yellow and white one, and then she signed my silver linings. She signed those. She gave me a high five and hugged me when I showed her. And then I
would get a Juju USC jersey and rock them with some, and find the right kicks with them. Boy, I show y'all, like, hey, I ain't always going out type of dude, but I can put something together. I really that maroon color USC jersey, Juju Watkins jersey, and I can find either I would go get some kicks that just got that them same two color schemes in there. But now I ain't gonna just do like the typical. Go get some Air Force Ones. Nah, no Jordans. Nah, I gotta hit them over the head with something.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wear, now that you reminded me, I'm gonna wear this Juju Watkins, and when I go to South Carolina, and then I'm gonna wear you just reminded me, and then I'll wear the
maroon one.
Well, this is Kennedy. Yeah, I have her in it's in a frame. This is
your green screen is taking that one out.
Yeah, it's taking it. I have a maroon. I have a maroon You know what? Thank you for reminding me. I know what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna wear the maroon to her first game for Vegas with her red, her new red ones, and then I'm gonna wear the red, and then I'm gonna put the black jersey when I go to South Carolina.
Boy, yo, Juju, and I'm so sad, bro. I'm so sad. If I would have, if I was good about answering my phone like I supposed to, plus some other things, somebody had some tickets to that Seattle New York game last night, and I know they live where I work, right? And they got season tickets fifth row. Fifth row. They hit me up 2 hours before the game. Was like, yo. I mean, now mind you, I found the ticket to sit 2 rows behind the Liberty bench.
Big Foe and Damalunga against the Liberty. You didn't.
Yeah, I had found the ticket if I would have bought it myself to sit 2 rows behind the Liberty bench for like 190. It was like the last second throw up there, right? But I already had in my mind I wasn't going. But then she hit me up like 2 hours for the game. Hey, you want to go to the game? And I know where her seats are, right? Because she already told me, like, if she don't go, they mine. Man, I just didn't have an outfit. But hey, yo, I don't care. I would have recycled one of these outfits I already got here that I was somewhere. Shit, I'd have popped out.
Yeah. That would have been a good one. Dang, you missed it. That would have been. He said, "Do you like the Nike Bacon?" And I could wear this with this jersey. Okay, they have a Trojan, and I don't think they're called. Not the Air Max. I think they sell them. They're like at the USC Trojan store. They're kind of similar to this. I had the original ones back in the day. So you said Bacon. I typed in the Nike Bacon Air Max. What other ones are there?
I want to ask Brooklyn because again, everybody's style tap a little bit different, right?
They're all okay. Is he talking about? Hold on. He said if they're not Air Max, are you talking about a basketball shoe? Instead of a running shoe. Is there a Bacon? Is there
Bacon? Bakin, Bacon. Oh, okay. Spelled it wrong. Okay.
Bacon is spelled Bacon. Okay,
Bakin.
Kin. Why would they have it spelled like this?
Like bacon cookies.
Okay, like bacon cookies.
Nike Air Bacon. Yeah.
Nike Bacon sneakers.
Yeah. OG. Yeah.
These look. I don't know if I like. Oh.
Hey, yo, again, mind you, some people gonna rock with them, and then people also who live through a certain area or from a certain area, they can identify. Mind you, I got the GPs on my screen. All I'm seeing people who in their teens and 20s say there's some old head sneakers, right? I wasn't even able to go buy those when I was a kid, but when I hit middle school, dudes was rocking them in the early 2000s. People was rocking them and I was living in New Orleans at the time.
Yeah.
But again, this is where I go to what my boy Brooklyn said in the chat. I'm seeing some teenagers and 20-year-olds saying that the Caitlin shoes they alright or they cool or they like them, right? So
they not as old as Penny Hardaway. What's not as old time?
Maybe they just not our generation, bro.
Gary Payton is before Penny. Right? Gary Payton shoes were
a little bit before Penny. A few years in the league before Penny.
Tamika Dixon signed my Cynthia Cooper shoes. Gave me her shoes off.
It's just not our era, big dog. Like what the teens and the 20-year-olds they like on their feet may not appeal to the 30 and the 40-year-old. You know what I mean?
The thing is, if the teens like, which I don't see very much of, they're still in the Jordan. But if they like Ja Morant, then I can see them liking the Bacon.
Yeah, they love them Ja's. And I've heard young people say, "Yo, Jordans is crackhead sneakers now."
Oh,
the only crackheads and old people wear Jordan. Like I'm seeing them say that.
I can see that.
So it just go again to show you generational differences. Literally, do the what's the Jordans, the Olympic ones, the ones he won the Olympics, right? Say the only crackheads is wearing them sneakers. I crackheads and old dudes.
Oh shit!
And I seen the black and white Oreo J's. I don't even remember what number they was. I think they the sevens, Oreo sevens. I'd have to type it in, but man, they clean though. I could do something with them. They're not the best, but they clean. Dude said these is crackhead sneakers.
He said,
wow.
He said Patrick Ewing has some moon boots. The moon boots, I think I did get, somebody gave me those from Long Beach State, and I tried to play in them again. I took them off. I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah, Oreo sixes. Oreo sixes.
I couldn't wear the moon boots. I just wore them for fun, but I could not play in them bad boys. I thought those are post player shoes. Those are not guard shoes. If you know what I mean. There's shoes that are specifically for us guards, and then there's for people who are flat that do the post moves, and y'all not really getting up and down the weight. I can't do that. But yeah, let me get up out of here, yo. But I love talking to you. I let all my guys join today. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all came through. So
yeah,
2 hours. I gotta do something at 5, 6, 7. So there's some games on the night. Woody, I might come back during or after. But y'all go finish for that. For some of you guys, it's 5 o'clock. For me, it's just 2. KK,
what time?
I'll cut you off. Yeah, catch me on the next one, Top Gun. Yeah, there's some game. Let me tell you the games tonight.
Just one game. Valk's Tempo. Oh,
I know you gonna watch that, huh? I know you gonna.
I might be working. I like the Valks because Janelle Salone and them.
Wait, is Mayberry gonna play?
I don't even care what Marina Mayberry do. I more so want to see what the Valks is looking like. I'm waiting for Janelle Salone to have a breakout game.
Yeah.
So they can put some respect on her name.
I do. Who do you want? Who respecting who?
Janelle Salone. I want Janelle Salone to have a breakout game so they can put some respect on her name. Nobody talk about Janelle. Nobody's talking about Janelle. That's casually watching.
Okay. Well, I watched for her. I watched for Carla Lake. I watched for Zanacini. Those are like my 3. I like Emily Angstler. I miss Sarah Ashley Barker. She tore her ACLs. So the tip of the night, who's on her team? Who's on her team? Kiki Rice is playing again. You like Kiki Rice. Don't say you don't, because I remember you always talking about Kiki Rice. People with so Mabry, Conde, Alamon. You talked about Julie Alamon. Burton, Stokes, and you know who's balling a little bit, not by a lot of points or whatever, but Kia Stokes. Why she play better?
Yeah, she look a little different over here.
Yes, for the bounce.
But I mean, look a little. Maybe we just ain't paying attention. But she looked great defensively.
We did because we were getting mad over not helping Asia.
She looking real great defensively, and she hitting that. Let's say she taking that corner 3 more frequently.
Man, get the hell out of here, Riz. You need that second name. You need to get rid of Kiki Rice over Kia. No, man, Kia. This gotta be Kia's hanging on by a thread. But these guards that are coming, she hanging on by a thread. Come on, she hanging on by. Okay, so let's go over the top 5.
Let's show these dudes how to dress and stay like those ugly. I'm trying to done told them no. This ain't our generation, but if some of the younger folks like, oh, they cool, they can do something with that. Some of them colorways, hey, because some of the shoes we like, them folks is saying they old head sneakers.
You talking about Hamby? You talking about Hamby time? They play in LA. What is her name? Starts with an H. No, you got Derek Hamby. It doesn't start. That's her last name. Who started with an H on the for the Sparks? That you would know. Okay, let me go over the offensive leaders real quick. Wilson at 26.6, Mitchell at 24, Clark at 21.5, Stewart 21.4, Copper 21.2. Alyssa Thomas is leading in assists at 8.4, then Clark 8, then Canada 7.7, then Gray 7.2, then Jackie Young. Complete leaders, 3-pointers, Mabry at 3.2, averages 3.2. Hamby, she should be at best. Ooh, damn. Ryan Howard, 3.1. Mitchell at 2.9. Mitchell's up there in the top 5 in assists. The one who never passes, they say.
Nah, that can't. Nah, that probably was for A game, not during the season.
No. That's why she's in the conference. Okay. Bridget Carlton, 2.9. McBride, 2.7. Defensive leaders. Angel and Jessica both averaging 11.8. That's why Angel went after. Like, let me show you who's better between me and this girl. Old school Vans. What's good, Auntie Henry? I'm about to leave, Henry. Hit that like button. Where you been?
No
and then
doubt.
okay, Howard. Yep, I told you guys, Howard and Canada lead in steals, 1 and 2. Lacan is 3. Natasha is 4, and Reese is. Go ahead. They got 3. That's why I was saying there are 3 players for the Dream regarding steals. So when you were talking to me about net rankings and stuff like that, I knew as long as those steals were in effect, I think that's why we have such high expectations for the Dream, because we said defenseman championships. So
like you said, they were 2. They were 2 and 3, 2 in offense, 3 in defense. This year they're 5 and 6. So they're not far off. They're like 3 and 4 off the pace they were last season, but they were 30 and 14 last year. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'll leave it alone. Let me drop because I'll keep chatting.
No,
love
I love
Juju.
Wody, thank you for sure. You got to come up more often. All of you guys that came through today, this was great. Like, I didn't think I was gonna get a good afternoon showing. I picked up some more subscribers, Henry. We had a great discussion. We was going at it today, and we started off talking about the Dream. And I do it because I care about them, and I care about the players, and I just feel like they just could do better, and I just want them to do better. That's all. But Milky Way is always balling chill. All of you guys, real money. All y'all, Milky Way always kicking it with me. Time when time has time comes through all the time. All of you guys, I met some new people today. Man, I picked up some new subscribers. I actually finally had Bro Clock come up here. This was great. I had fun, man. I had fun today with you guys. Yeah. And we talking so much. We can actually continue to go on, but I'm actually getting really hungry. So I'm gonna shut it down though. I don't want to leave you guys because we could continue this all day, all night. But like, save it, save your thoughts. Come back through. Let's continue our yeah, he's smart. Let's have some more great conversations, guys. It's coming down to the wire. Skate high, shoot blackout. SKA. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna take off though, but not trying to rush you all, but I gotta get going. Love you. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Around here, this is more than a game. It's family, it's culture, it's legacy. A community that understands the work, respects the grind, and honors the journey. From the hardwood to the highlight moments, to every player chasing greatness. This is where passion grows, where fans become family, where standards are protected, where women's basketball lives. Welcome to Everybody Loves Juju 12.